Welcome to the Crimeycade podcast. I'm the mad conservative crime fighter, and we have a bunch of raiders that have just walked in. So, welcome everyone to the show. Bring them in, show them off. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Tinderland has joined us for the first time on our pod because tonight is the first time that I've co-streamed for so I gotta tell you what's been going on with me lately before I really get into it. But first things first, um, it's the first time that I am the real star of the show is decided to crash the stream already. Well, he was trying to crash the stream before he even started, and he's looming under my feet, begging for his screen time as usual. So let's introduce the Forest of Wires audience to this crazy furball, Cody. He believes he's the real star of this show. Yes, he is the real star. So he'll hop and interfere in the pod like a few times during the night. That's what he does. He's super ornery. Oh, you want to stay up here? You sit on my lap right there. All right. Anyway. Yeah, lately I've been on the run. I see him. I see ya. Lately, I've been on the run, like literally. So last week has been, oh my goodness, and he's still crying. Last week was been absolutely running back and forth, 200-mile commutes. It's just holy smokes. Anyway, let me throw this sack up here, and I gotta switch to this. Once I get situated here, I'll get this rolling. There we go. Last week here on the pod, my guest was Blaine Phelps, who was a former Nintendo promo event manager spokesman. He also is a marketing consultant, and with worked for a number of companies, high tech included, Nintendo obviously, but he has also had involvement in companies like Prodigy and the company that was acquired by SanDisk and more. But last week we talked about the classic Nintendo tournaments, the Campus Challenge, Powerfest. Learned a few things from what went on 33 years ago about the tournament I won, the Campus Challenge. And come to find out a few revelations. Like almost didn't have a hotel room when I got down to Orlando, Florida to the resort. Yeah, pretty dicey. But things worked out. By the time I got there, got settled in, had the welcome dinner, enjoyed, did rehearsals, visited the Magic Kingdom, Universal, had a great time in preparation for the big tournament and ended up winning that back in New Year's weekend, 1992. And this is the gentleman who made it all possible. And I was glad to talk to this gentleman after, yeah, it's been like 30 years since I last talked to him. So that was quite an honor to get this man on my pod last weekend, relive some memories from my early 20s, very early 20s, college years too. And as you can see, yes, I have a Facebook page, and now some of you are watching from Facebook because now that I am a subscriber to StreamYard, yeah, they gave me a deal that I couldn't refuse, which was competitive to what an alternative was that I was considering switching over to, but I did not. They were charging about the same amount of money that StreamYard put themselves on sale, and they need to go on sale because they used to charge a lot less for their service a year ago, and they had a price hike. So I'm on there. I'm on StreamYard for this year. So 100 followers gotten. Live streaming on Facebook unlocked. So last week, and I'm going to talk about last week before I bring my guest in. We had, yes, it was anniversary week, leading off with T20 on April or August 8th, 9th, and 10th. And the T20 games, I didn't have time to talk about them last week. I wanted to get to my guest pretty quickly, so I wasn't ready to present this yet. But these were the 20 games that I competed against my fellow gamers for the T20 title. Last year, they put up 21 new games. This year, not as many. In fact, looking on this list, the new games that were unveiled for the first time included Heavy Unit, Marble Madness 2. Well, technically, they unveiled it a week earlier, but we'll just count it. Quarth, also known as Block Hole, a space shoot 'em up with a Tetris theme. Shinryu, and that was it. Thunder Blaster was a recent reveal on the arcade floor. Why were there so many games that had been revealed? They just pulled some games off the floor. According to Doc Mac, these games were not getting a lot of love and need a bit more attention. So R-Rail, Blackheart, Choplifter, Edward Randy the Cliffhanger. This game is bloody hard. The scoring system's crazy. High Seas Havoc. Yeah, I can see why it was not getting the attention it deserved. Joust 2, Knuckle Bash, Phantasm, also known as Avenging Spirit, Pole Position 2, and we had to play the Seaside track, one of the harder tracks on that game. Rescue by Stern. Silent Hill the Arcade, which now has a new 39-inch monitor. They got rid of that projection screen TV, which had severe burn-in, and it was just had too many problems. It just needed to be replaced, and I'm glad they found a good monitor that makes the game a whole lot playable. Spinal Breakers, a game I used to have the house high on, and yeah, I don't have it now. Super Punch-Out Swimmer, Zybots, Thunder Blaster. There was also the return of the, we'll get to that in a moment. Actually, we can get to it now. There was the return of the side tournament. This year, they decided to do rhythm games. And taking the side tournament, yeah, I had a streak of 3 going. And when they unveiled the new side tournament, it included first Funky Fighter, Fighting Mania, Fist of the North Star, and Dance Dance Revolution 7th Mix. Yeah. First Funky Fighter seems to turn up in a whole lot of tournaments, and I just don't have the hand speed to go punching the 9 buttons or to advance the game. Obviously, I can't dance either. Dancing is not my strong suit at all. In fact, I'm like Phil Collins. I can't dance. I can't talk. Only thing about me is the way I walk. Fighting Mania, that was something new. You're basically punching 6 different pads that light up. And yes, that is rhythm. And Jacob Grimm swept all 3 of these, just squashed everybody. So I had no chance on that one. But looking at this list, these are the high scores of each game at T20. And apart from Jacob Grimm, nobody got more than 2, except the champion. The 10-time champion. The 2-time Gamer of the Year, Zurst Justin Vithel. But taking, yes, I'm the one in the 10-1 that has the T20 title to my name. So Zurst has his 10th title. Taking second place is Jacob Grimm. He also took the side tournament, so he took home nice hefty sum of money. In third place, one of the top contenders has been gunning for Zurst the last few years, has not gotten above third as of yet. That would have been Eric Pearl. The other top contender, John Liming, didn't. We thought he was a big threat to Zurst. He was that one year. He came 1 point away from toppling Zurst for a T20 title and may have upset him for the Gamer of the Year belt. But once again, finished in fourth place. Kind of surprising, but Zurst took 9 of the scores for T20 this year. And house highs and world records, and I'll get to this. Will be my last to cover this. Then we'll bring in our guest. Yes, last week was 8th, 9th, and 10th was T20. I came back for anniversary on the 13th to crown the next Gamer of the Year, and that Gamer of the Year ended up being Benjamin Falls on the 13th. So I went home Sunday night, drove back Wednesday morning, went home Wednesday night. But before I left Wednesday night, somebody was begging me to come back to visit her one more time before she went back home to England. That would be the lady Tracy Gleave, who took the house high on Black Widow. In fact, that was on her challenge card at 556,000 points. She has completed her level. She was issued a level 1 challenge card, kind of like for those who have tuning in for the very first time. Galloping Ghost has these challenge cards. This is my level 1. Tracy Gleave has completed her challenge card in about 1 week. So, congratulations. She's going to be getting a level 2 card, but she's going to be heading back home on the 28th of August. So, she may have much time to complete much of her challenges. We'll have to see. Taking the house high on Rabbit, which is a fighting game. Norbert Vale at 346K. Powerstone 2 by JP Pitts breaks 250,000 points. This was the game that I was fighting all weekend when I went back up. Yes, I did go back up to Galloping Ghost Saturday. You know, I felt like Thursday last week when right before I interviewed Blaine Phelps for my podcast, I was just like about ready. I was just out of it. I was like, I've been on the run. My schedule's cramped. I was like, she wants me to come back, and it's like, how am I going to make this work? I got stuff to do at home I've been neglecting, and I have to, at some point, address it. Well, after the interview with Blaine Phelps, I calmed down, and I figured out how to make it work. And so, yeah, because tomorrow I'm going to be on the run again. I'm going to have to run down to the coin for the coin state fair. Yeah, that will more running. Awesome. Anyway, so if I'm doing all this running, I might as well take the house high on the game, like do run. And yes, I've been battling for the score for do run with Andrea Wasco. I managed to get it back, but it took all weekend. I was grinding on the game all day Saturday. Unfortunately, I encountered minor issues. The screen would black out if you bumped the machine. And across the 300K barrier, the monitor goes out, and it's like, and you got a run going, and that's like disaster. It was a frustrating experience for me. I grinded until about almost closing time on Do Run. Didn't get it. Wake up Sunday, go in the arcade. I'm grinding on the score again. The monitor was a little more stable. Didn't black out on me. Although it took about 4 hours. The very last playthrough, I finally got over the finish line. I was trying to overtake 420K. I finally got over the finish line. Man, that was rough. Anyway, but I'm glad I got it. I advanced the slide by mistake, but anyway. And finally, Pete Hahn, and I misspelled his name. Good grief. Retook the house high for Final Blow, a boxing game. He's been battling Andrew for that one. Anyway, and I need to catch up with the chat. Anyway, there is an arcade wars going on, and right now, Galloping Ghost Arcade is in the lead. We thought this was going to be over with, but not yet. Ben Falls, as you can see, reached the kill screen, the Gamer of the Year on Mario Bros. And took the house high, breaking 1 million points. We have to put in 3 scores to qualify. So, anyway, without further ado, it's time to bring our guest. That's the moment you've all been waiting for. But to bring in our guest, we have to give him his proper introduction. So, to introduce our guest, and we're going to find out what he is a wizard of, because he claims to be a wizard. Here's his introductory video.
The starlit sky, sowing of these sacred lines, shaping of the sands of time again. Changing sides, mistakes and lies, this journey starts with you and I. A gully with our soul gobbled on high. The Questiny continues, the journey never ends. Fighting our own perils within. Never give up, we'll never die. It's the adventure of a lifetime. Now shall my third eye open. The choice we ran, I cherish the times that we held in our hands. Changing sides, mistakes and lies, this journey starts with you and I. A gully with our soul carved on high. The Questiny continues, the journey never ends. We're fighting our own perils within. Never give up, we'll never die. It's the adventure of a lifetime. Now shall my third eye. Now shall my third eye open.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Yeah, I forgot to mention you can throw up a virtual background because you're in front of a green screen.
Well, I don't know why, but my OBS virtual camera was not responding. Usually I can. but I was looking into this cube and it wouldn't let me.
It
So
wouldn't let you.
I thought it'd be more real, raw, and authentic to just say hi.
Ah, okay. Well, for visual effects, I just put myself in another room.
Oh, see, you don't even need the green screen. You got that auto.
No, but I have a natural environment here.
Exactly.
I'm in a
You don't
gaming
have to
room.
keep it. Yeah.
So who needs a background environment?
That's
Anyway,
absolutely right. So I'm seeing some fun stuff. Do you have a favorite piece in that
do I
background?
have a favorite piece in the background?
Yeah.
This is
I love
just
looking at
some of it.
relics. Okay.
This is
No,
just some of it.
no grail. I'm seeing some neat stuff.
There's gaming decor on the walls, yes. Another desk. Obviously, I've got a new gaming desk in front of me now instead of the tiny little table that I had before, which I had since childhood, which was my original computer desk, but
keeping it
it's
alive.
only this wide.
But the memories and the feelings and what it meant to you.
Well, yeah, kind of. You could say that, but the simple matter was my my previous Windows machine was in the living room and not back here. So I've been doing my computing out in the living room. Well, that computer decided to have a power supply failure,
Ooh.
and I've had a Windows 11 machine and just been kind of steadily making the transition from what I do on the Windows 7 machine to the new Windows 11 machine. And at one point, I was forced to get it done and get it done now. And Cody has rejoined me here on the pod.
Cody.
Yes.
Whoa, what a funny hero is Cody. Is that a Final Fight reference, by any chance? Because he's orange?
I don't believe so, but
okay.
I just when he was a tree rescue.
Ah, okay.
And they're trying to find a home for it, and other members of the family rescued this cat, and they needed to find a home for it. I already had one cat. I wasn't ready to get a second one, and now my mom has 5 kittens and a mother to find homes for because it just showed up at her doorstep.
Oh,
and they're all orange like he is. However, I cannot take one of those kittens because this boy right here, I fear for that kitten's life if I were to bring it home, and he would not be happy because in my house, if he sees another cat outside and he's in the window, he gets real angry. He will seek me out and then aggressively attack me.
Oh no.
No, he'll take a hard bite out of my arm, my leg, even my face. Yes.
I think it really is Cody from Final Fight then. He's letting out some of that violence.
I wanted to pick a decent name for a pet that I would like to call him over and over again. Relatives of mine tried to name him after my grandpa, not intentionally because they didn't know him because it was a different side of the family, but his nickname was something, and I didn't want to call him by my grandpa's name. I didn't like any of the names they came up with. So I did my research on the popular pet names, and I settled on Cody.
Okay, I see. Well, I think Cody has got a lot of protective nature, but is a good guy. From what I can tell.
Sometimes I question whether he's really a good guy or just
he could be a bad guy. He's a villain in the story.
He's his own. He plays by his own set of rules.
An outlaw, renegade.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Now that's crazy. A renegade cat, huh?
Yeah, you could tell me. Yeah. So, Ron, so welcome into my pod. Uh,
Welcome.
so I had a little bit of wonder if I had a level of imposter syndrome going on because you have a much bigger following than I do right now. But then
Uh,
again, you've also been going much longer doing streams on Twitch, and
it's
it's
it's all relative. It means
it's
nothing.
all relative.
You're a human. I'm a human. I'm a wizard, and you're a crime fighter. If I'm reading that correctly.
Yes, I
And
formerly worked for state police. Yes.
no kidding. Oh, that's epic. See, so I mean, who's to say? I mean, what view count, follower count? What does it all mean? It's nothing. Eye to eye, we're just human.
Well, if you're trying, well,
I mean, what if
in
I
your
was suddenly one of
case,
those big streamers like Kai Cenat? Would that
and he
change how you
just took a
feel?
bite out of me, by the way.
Oh God darn it, Cody! What are you doing? We're trying to have a
Well, when
reasonable
he
discussion.
sits on my lap, he does not want me moving.
Oh,
And if I move, he gets mad and then
oh
takes a
God!
bite. And then I have to pull this can of air out
Oh,
and straighten him
galaxy
out.
gas.
Yeah, he
Well,
does
listen,
not like that.
you got to take
too
a bite out of
often.
crime sometimes too, right?
Oh, yeah, he takes a bite out of crime, all right.
Ooh, takes a bite out of crime fighter.
Yeah.
Oof. Sharp
Anyway,
teeth.
where was I?
Well, look,
Go ahead.
viewer count, follower count. What does it mean? It's about the moment, and I'm just happy to meet you and be a part of the show. And I really respect what you do. And I've heard of the show. I was told to do it. King Cam said you gotta get on. Rap Sheet is a great host, so we're here. He said he was so psyched actually when I said yes. I agreed to it. He's very excited, and I trust King Cam, and I know he's been a former guest, and so if there's a chance
Yes,
I
and
can
the
be a
record
part.
holder for longest stream.
No kidding. Well, if I can be a part of anything he's been a part of, then I'm happy to. I'm really am.
Although
And
I have noticed that you do like, gosh, 12-hour streams.
that's
I
right.
can't do that.
I mean, it's a different thing. It's a different thing that we're doing.
That's a lot of hours. It's like but then again, you're also, I
A lot of
assume Twitch
breaks.
is paying you well.
Well,
This is just a hobby for me.
not always. Yeah, and not always. This used to be the side gig for me too. I used to actually work on a wrestling show, pro wrestling show called Chikara, and
Oh boy, you had to. I did not expect that. So
That's
we'll have to
fine.
talk about wrestling because
Please.
that's part of my persona too.
Oh, fantastic! So once that subsided,
Write that
especially
down.
during the pandemic, that's when I shifted over. But my first, I'm trying to.
Did you wrestle?
I wrestled a little bit when I was young, but when I started streaming 2018, 2019, I made nothing. I barely
Okay.
met the threshold for a payout. Only 2021, 2022 did anything pick up at all, to be honest. I mean, back in my day in 2018, if you look at my old speed runs like on Ghouls and Ghosts, I have an old run from 2018. Not a single viewer, not a single chatter. Just me. I didn't even have my mic turned on. There's no point. So, but yes, wrestling. Tell me about what's your passion for wrestling? Have you trained?
Well, formerly before this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I did produce a weekly show,
No kidding.
Central Pro Wrestling Central. Gosh, can't talk. Pro Wrestling Central Illinois this week. I did it for a number of years, and
Chicago has a
2022
big scene for wrestling.
Yeah,
Their
I do. I
crowds
know that.
are
I
historic.
do know that. I compiled a list of every Fed that was in the state of Illinois and Missouri. And yes, there is a Federation Sprawl issue. And Chicago didn't really like downstate wrestlers too much. And the part of my deal was to kind of bridge that because, there's good talent anywhere. It doesn't matter where they started. Chicago, kind of like in politics, always kind of disrespects downstate, which I use as my theme, if I even use a theme, is the Mark Willis song, country song, I Hate Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
harsh.
Well,
It's a harsh
and
place.
now I'm running up there like every few weeks to play Galloping Ghost, although it's in Brookfield in a southwestern suburb, not in downtown Chicago, which is very hard to get around.
I did not experience downtown myself. I only experienced Brookfield, though I did go to the Aragon Ballroom, but that was it. It was just nothing surrounding it at all. I really liked Brookfield, though. I really did. It's a very nice area, nice people, and obviously the arcade is stunning. And can't wait to come back. I really can't.
Well, I've been good. So, yes, I've been going to Galloping Ghost since 2013, and
Wow,
I have been.
They basically opened then, right? I mean, just from the beginning.
They opened in 2010.
Ah, okay.
My awareness of their existence came with their appearances at the Midwest Gaming Classic. At a certain point, I decided, I booked a hotel room and I was going to spend 3 days up there. And I spent 3 days up there and basically hit random games all throughout the arcade. After a few visits up there, and looking at a scoreboard where it flashed all the high scores of each game, I kind of got the bug in my system to start challenging some of those scores. And
right.
then
I mean, you have a gaming history, right? You have the gaming challenge from back in the Dizzy. So you were kind of already inclined for that.
Nintendo
Like,
Campus
out of
Challenge,
nowhere,
yes.
right? Yeah. So you were kind of already inclined, right? It didn't like come out of nowhere. Like, hey, I want to go for gaming. You were kind of already in it.
Kind of already in it, but never a score chaser.
Mm.
The score chasing part of it was more recent because I didn't have the tools that others had. They had rigged up stuff where they would record their gameplay. They'd have a camera, or they would just have a video feed to a VCR and record the runs. Obviously, we now have Twitch, so we can broadcast our runs live.
Right.
Back in the day, in the 90s, didn't have that. So back then, they had to have a Twin Galaxies referee to watch you play, or you had to get a camera, film your gameplay, then show off the PCB after you get across the finish line, which is where all the controversy with, where all the fuss with Billy Mitchell and some other gamers fired up because there's questions about legitimacy of scores. I'm not going to litigate that because, it's the horse has been beaten, buried, decomposed, is now a pile of bones. It's like there's nothing to go. It's already been legated. Nobody's going to change their minds, no matter what. Everybody's minds are made up on that. But
King of Kong is a good film. Whatever your feelings are, I think it's a well-made movie. It's a good story. It was woven. I appreciate the film.
For a year, I had a copy of King Kong for years, and I was avoiding watching it because I didn't want to change my opinion of Billy Mitchell because I'd met him in person. One of those meetups down in Ottumwa. Had a group dinner, and it's like, but after a while, I did watch it. Yeah, I was disappointed that he did not go against Steve Wiebe head to head in the film. Pretty much, would not believe.
It was some editing fun, though. They were sending tapes back and forth.
I know.
And they had to portray one as a goodie and one as a baddie, and I'm sure there are negative elements about Steve Wiebe they left out, and positive things that they edited out about Billy to make a better story. All that aside,
Yeah.
though, I mean, the fact that it illuminated, it shone a light on old school, on Donkey Kong at the
Yeah.
time in the Halo era was so important. And for me, I didn't consider any of these games at that point. I was thinking, oh, this is old. But then I thought, okay, that movie was fun. Let me try Donkey Kong. And it really sparked something in me, a deeper appreciation. So the characterizations were, it's a movie, right? But I
Yeah.
think that the impact, the greater purpose of the film was pretty profound for the time, especially.
Yeah. But like this comment I was going to say, and you swerved in, you were involved with Jakara, or wherever, however it's pronounced. The wrestling business kind of rubbed off into the gaming scene quite a bit. In fact, to the point now that there's wrestling shows at gaming conventions now.
Great.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, is it that
It's
it
and
was
I'm
a
trying to get away from the wrestling stuff, and it's like I
Right.
can't escape.
You know, I wonder, is it that it was a wrestling-esque story, or I mean, it's just the foundations of storytelling. I think both the filmmakers and Vince McMahon took down
Yeah.
old. I mean, this is ancient Greek storytelling. Someone has to suffer, whether it's tragedy or comedy. Somebody has to be in pain.
Drama.
Yes. Otherwise, you know, there are plenty of gaming documentaries out there. Nobody's ever seen them. There's a reason this one's special, because those other ones take a more fair approach. People don't leave 1,000 negative comments about fair approaches. They leave it. The controversy is what gets things going. So I don't know. It's a great film. They're all, me personally, I'll watch them all. I love them all.
Yeah.
And speaking of documentaries, I've got one coming out.
Well,
2
I've
days
seen
from
it
now.
Actually.
You have. You
Because
saw the
you
advanced
streamed
screening.
it. You
That
streamed
is
it on
true.
your Twitch channel.
And-
You'd have to go through your replay on your Twitch channel to watch it
However-
before it ends up on YouTube.
That's
But-
true. And 9 p.m., August 23rd, Saturday night, that thing is going to hit the permanence. It will be indelibly etched. There's no going back.
Right.
It's already uploaded. It's there. It's locked and loaded, and like around a carnival, it's ready to blow.
Well, anyway. Yes, the wrestling business did rub off on gaming. There are good guys. There are villains. I like to fashion myself as one of the good guys, although everybody thinks I'm a dastardly villain or the most hated gamer in the Galloping Ghost scene. But
sometimes it takes heat to get over, brother.
You're telling me, yes. So, what is rubbed off on the gaming scene? Obviously, yes. There's Galloping Ghosts. Gave us championship belts.
That is
for
sick.
one.
Very sick.
The chase and the trash talk, the promos.
I saw Todd Tucky cut a mean promo once. He's solid
a
on
personality.
The mic. He's solid.
I also like my best of 7 challenges, and have a battle with other gamers and see who can top the other. And I've won a number of those. I haven't won all of them, but I've won a number of them.
Hey, winning one is monumental at Galloping Ghost. A lot of good players there.
But there's battles for belts. This belt, unfortunately, is dormant. I don't believe they didn't do a 24 belt. They didn't have a 24 tournament. I don't believe they're going to have a 25 tournament. They didn't even do a T20 belt this year. The only belt that really got seen was the Gamer of the Year belt. That was not seen for a couple of years because the person who was holding that belt only comes to Galloping Ghost once a year for T20 and dominates everybody. He came a lot more regularly.
Who are we talking, Zurst?
Yes. Justin Vithel, the who won them back to back. Shock, shock.
You know what's wild? Before I got into the arcade scene, I came from speedrunning. And what's wild is Zurst is a name there too. When I got into the arcade high score scene, that's the one name where I was like, oh, dang, Zurst is doing this as well. Uh-oh. Him, to be fair, also L Rock is another crossover player. But Zurst is someone who I've been chasing Ninja Turtles speedrunning, and he's always ranked higher than me on those gob-darn games. I think there may be one game that I'm faster, but it's very fascinating that he is such a name in both worlds. He is in this scene of speed running beat 'em ups. He is tippy top, and so to discover he is also tippy top in arcade world, it makes sense. But it was kind of mind blowing to discover.
So let's get to your proper interview because we've been on this been talking about what's going on with me and you and the stuff going around us, but we haven't talked about you in particular yet. So
down to business, brother.
The very first question I have. You're a wizard.
Yeah.
But what are you a wizard of? Are you the Wizard of Oz? The Wizard of Id? The Wizard of War? Ooh. What wizard are you?
You know what? I'm Xavier Pendragon from Eternal Champions. That kind.
That kind of wizard.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm not real familiar with the game. I just know it exists.
I've studied under the tutelage tree of Sub-Zero as well.
Okay.
It's like having a professor in a university. I studied under Sub-Zero. So a little martial arts as well. Some slide kicks. But it's the ice magic, but that's not all. I mean, we all have proficiencies, right? Like I could say, what's your game of choice? Well, you probably have a couple that are your game of choice, but you probably dabble all over the place. Likewise, the spells I dabble in are vast and varied. There's a lot to dissect, but to be vague and adhere to generalities, I would say I'm an ice wizard at heart.
Ice wizard. So you like the cold weather.
Frozen. Love it. Love it. At night when I sleep, that AC needs to be down, down, down. We're talking 60.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I can confess to you that I am tired of the extreme heat and high humidity. And I have to imagine that it was kind of miserable being in the outfit you were in when you were chasing Violent Storm.
I was melting and crying and dying inside, but we have to sacrifice. There's a wise quote about achieving a world record. You cannot do it without sacrifice. And I think this is for any dream. You can't do it without sacrifice. And so I sacrificed my well-being.
See, I would have I don't know, taken some of the outfit off while you were grinding.
No.
Just have it on when you had to shoot scenes for the documentary.
Well, this is my life. This is who I am. I mean.
Well, I know there's fur meets at the Galloping Ghost all the time, and yeah, those guys are pretty hot in those outfits.
Hey,
they have fans and ice packs installed.
I'm going to be honest. Before I went to GG, people warned me it was going to be really hot in there. I got there. It actually wasn't that hot, to be honest. There was a decent amount of AC blowing through. There are like a couple warm spots here and there. In a couple rooms, there are warm spots. In general, especially where Violent Storm is, it's pretty close to the entrance. I think that whole main room is pretty well aired.
Yeah.
A couple of the back rooms, there are some warm spots. Not a problem for me. When I had to go play those games for the challenge card, it wasn't a problem. I just noticed a difference. There are also cold spots. You walk 5 feet this way, boom, you look up, there's something cranking. But luckily, Violent Storm was actually quite nice. I was not bothered at all. I really wasn't. The
I
schmuck
know
room, yeah.
Canton, the AC in that building, not Canton, the bunker, the fourth building, the AC units in there have failed, and I don't know if I don't believe they fixed it yet. So you have a challenge card?
I do. I
Is
do.
it a AAA or is it personalized?
It's a AAA,
It is a
and I'm
AAA.
on level 2. I'm so
Okay.
happy that I got to level 2. I've also begun my collection of the trading cards, like the arcade cards,
Yeah, and
and the
I have
challenge.
mine.
I need yours. You need my
Yeah,
challenge card?
it looks like I'm gonna have to. We're just gonna have to figure out when you're gonna be back at the arcade.
Yes, I would love to get yours and get it signed, please.
Unlike others, I don't charge for these. I sign them and just give them out to anybody who wants one.
I would pay you anyway if you did, because I need them. I need that collect. It's my new thing. I mean, this binder is a lot of wacky collection stuff. So it's more than just the arcade scene I'm fascinated by, and I love adding to the collect.
Yes, you do need a custom challenge card very soon.
I'm scared because if I get a custom one, they're gonna snipe some real tricky stuff. I think that's what
Well,
they
of
do. They
course
look at
they
what you can
are.
do. Yeah, so I'm kind of scared. I kind of want to sandbag and not tell them what I can play, and kind of just act like, oh
Well,
no, I can only play Violent Storm. That's it. Nothing else.
no,
I can take a challenge on that, but
they will
I'm scared.
pick. There's 1,052 games. They will pick 10 of those, and they'll give you some easy challenges, some medium challenges, and some hard challenges. The challenges I have left on my level 2 card include Dead Connection and getting 100,000 on it, completing the third level on Riot, that is passing the third boss, getting 1 million points on Dragon Gun, and 500,000 points on Andro Duros, which is a Neo Geo game, shoot 'em up. I believe those are the ones I have left. The one I thought would be the hardest would be Robotron and getting 600,000. I finally got that.
Wow, I love Robotron.
And that's only after I watched a lady get get well beyond 600,000 at the Headless Horseman arcade.
Ooh, I want to go there. I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about that is I was aware of its existence. The scores that were being put up that take the house highs and stuff weren't the biggest. There was a lot of games there that didn't have high scores or they were low. So they weren't having the foot traffic they need to have.
Mm.
So I spent one weekend running up there because there was a Bloody Wars tournament going on. And I proceeded to take down about 22 house highs in the arcade.
Oof.
And
Nuts.
the design or the strategy of doing all that was to entice other gamers to go up there because I have a lot of rivals. And they proceeded to go up there and start picking off some of those 22 scores. In fact, one person actually picked off a few of them the same weekend I was there. So
I love the competition. I love the scene. I really do. I think it's great what's being harvested up there. I wish I could be more of a part of it, and hope I will someday.
Yeah. Well, and you're coming from a long way. You're in the Eastern time zone, which is why this podcast is starting an hour earlier than normal. Where are you from?
I am in VA, Virginia, and
that far out. I thought you were
right
in the Great Lakes region, just the other side of it.
No. I'm going to a nice arcade tomorrow. The best arcade that I've discovered in this area. but it's wild. Having seen Galloping Ghost, I feel jaded now. I don't know if I will ever be impressed by an arcade again. Do you
Well, which
find that
one is it?
it's called Draftcade? It's not listed on Orcade. I messaged Orcade. I was like, "Listen, you got to get this up because this is a nice selection." Do you find that if you go to any other arcade, it doesn't live up to what you experience at GG? It's almost
Nothing's gonna surpass Galloping Ghost. Nothing. So that doesn't mean I'm not going to go to other arcades because
right.
I love
Right.
the arcades. I'm going to see what other people have.
Right.
Galloping
Right.
Ghost does not have everything.
That's true.
I will give out the caveat that I used to have location editing privileges on Arcade. I don't have them at the moment. Somebody, I guess, was altering an entry, and Doc wanted to lock things down and kind of root out whoever was doing a little sabotage. But I do have a backlog of stuff to enter, but I just haven't had time to mess with it. So
I think tomorrow when I go to this place, I'm going to ask the owner, like, "Hey, you mind if I take down some info?" And
typically when I go to a new arcade, I walk around and just with the smartphone and just record what all they got.
right.
It's a tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been. So the other arcades I've gone to, I mean, on the way up, the biggest arcade is in a little town called McLean. It's called the Arcadia. It's an arcade spread out between a few buildings. They're supposed to have a major expansion sometime, this winter. They're opening a new building. They got the signage on the outside, but now they're doing the inside, and it's much closer to me than the Galloping Ghost. It's like just south of Bloomington on the commute. So there's a court. I mean, they have you or Galloping Ghost is a day pass setup, or day, week, month, year, lifetime setup. McLean, Arcadia, you still insert quarters into the machines.
And what do you think of that? Are you a pass person? Are you a coin person?
If you're score chasing, you probably want to do a day pass. If you're just going for leisure and playing video games or pinball, yeah, I mean, the quarter system, I don't mind it that much.
What? Interesting. Do you remember, has Galloping Ghost always been free play?
Yes, it's always been admission based.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm still trying to learn about the scene and understand, getting to hang out with Todd Tucky a little bit. I tried to absorb as much as I could. I'd love to go out to his place, TNT.
Yeah. He's a lot closer to you than he is to me. So if you can head out over, what state is he in? Massachusetts?
I think it's PA. I think.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, if you're in Virginia, that's not as far for you to go compared to, Galloping Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trek, but I want to make it a yearly thing. I will. I do think I may want to have it coincide with T20. You actually brought up earlier on my channel when I was saying that I'm working towards something. You said, "Oh, I thought you were gonna say T20." I actually think that might be a better idea. Honestly, I think
T20 happens during anniversary week.
Yeah, exactly. And
the
the anniversary
before they crown a new gamer of the year.
Right. I think that week, from before T20 to after the anniversary event will be a really neat thing to document on top of me going for scores. And there's nothing saying I have to do one or the other. So I think, I don't know, I'm heavily considering next year when I go back doing it. And it's every year, August, right? Early August.
Lately, yes. They want to do it. I thought this would pull up. It did not. Shoot. I screwed that one up.
Yeah,
I was trying to put the list of all the games up, and it's not showing up. Hang on. Oh, this is not displaying.
Have
Why
you
is-
played
Oh, I know
all
why.
their?
There
Have
we
you
go.
played all their weird stuff? Like, have you played their R360 and their Dark Presence and shit?
Okay, so R360. When they unveiled that, I was the first. Because I had just won Gamer of the Year. I had
Ooh.
I got to ride the thing first.
No kidding. That is so cool. Wow.
So this is the list of T20 games. Yeah, you have about 21 hours, 22 hours spread out over 3 days to play all these games, grind them out for the highest score for ranking points, and whoever has the most ranking points wins the whole tournament. Money
They
is
don't
awarded
announce
for sec.
They announce the
they-
games like right before it starts, right? So you can't prepare.
Correct.
Oof.
Right when it starts, they do not unveil these ahead of time. You are now, if they're a repeat game, I mean, people were walking around the arcade looking for games that were missing. And we did do that. Although they did pull a few games out that were not in the tournament. So Joust 2 was not in its spot next to Joust. So that must be in the tournament. And it was.
Oh, I see. So you guys have some kind of inside knowledge on how
A
to
little
predict.
bit,
That's
but
interesting.
no guarantee. Now,
I
the
mean,
last couple
honestly,
of years,
that's what it's going to take. I mean, any little edge at that level of competition,
but
that's
not
going to
much
be
of
worth
one.
scouting. Yeah.
Well,
But
here's the thing.
hey, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, 1%, 2% could make a big difference at the tippy top. So
Well, you'd think, but no.
no,
Now,
Xerxes
the last couple of years, they unveiled an entire new lineup of games. No games were pulled off of the arcade floor. Every game in the tournament was not on the arcade floor, not unveiled officially. So we had to play, 20 new games that
Ooh,
we've
I love
never
Super
played.
Punch Out, by the way. I love the whole Punch Out franchise.
Oh, it's gonna be on my birthday.
Ooh, August 7th through the 9th. Interesting. You know, people always say, oh, it's going to be so hot. I didn't mind it. And that's kind of what I was thinking, going in April instead. But I don't know. I got to get through TwitchCon first, and then I'll make plans for other trips. But I think it really would make sense to go during T20 and the anniversary next time.
Oh yes, it's a pretty wild. So yes,
I loved watching
anniversary would be on the 13th of August. That would be on a Thursday. So you would have to be out there almost an entire week if you wanted to be there for the Gamer of the Year ceremonies. All the pomp and the circumstance and the speeches from the former Gamers of the Year, those that appear. We haven't had Zerst there the last 2 years. Shock. He doesn't drive. He had to ride with somebody out to the arcade.
He was dropped off by an attack helicopter, I would imagine. You know, like a narc.
I don't know about that.
You know, he's
Anyway.
a special man.
Anyway, I wrote a few notes on this just to kind of guide the interview along, and we're just having a casual chat, and it's already an hour into this.
What you got? Go
What
through
has
the
it
notes.
got? Well, we got. I
Grab
asked you
something
what you were a
spicy.
wizard of, but
Right.
you know, what was the original hook for you to get into gaming? I kind of looked at your YouTube channel and kind of got the theory that maybe this is. Hold on a second. I gotta throw this up here. But what was the game that was your hook?
So my whole life, my whole family has been pretty deeply invested in the Ghosts and Goblins series. My father was a major. My father owned not an arcade, but he had a store that had a row of arcade cabinets in the 80s in New York, I think in Queens. And he had, Donkey Kong and Robotron, and he was very much into Ghosts and Goblins, especially when it finally came out on Nintendo. And it was such a big deal for him that he, took pictures of the screen when he beat it, because that game is what was very hard. I can't beat it personally.
Yeah.
My brother, since we were very young, he was deeply into Super Ghouls on Super Nintendo. And it just became this thing that we all loved Super Ghouls. We would play it every year on Halloween. And that became a tradition for us. It was our Halloween kind of party thing. Beat Super Ghouls.
I had a rough time with it.
It's hard. And every year
compared to regular Ghouls and Ghosts for the Genesis.
Exactly, which is why, to skip ahead, when it came time for me to start speedrunning, I started watching, GDQ from the start, when it was in the kids' basement. And when it came time for me, I never thought I'd do it, though. I was like, who would play games over and over? Why would you do that? I was that kind of person. I never thought I'd do it. Never thought I would stream. I thought streaming was crazy. Here I am doing both those things 12 hours a day. But when I first got in, I thought to myself, well, I can't run Super Ghouls. That's impossible. I can maybe run Ghouls, because Ghouls is more my style, a little more my speed. I loved it on Sega Genesis.
The game mechanics are better on Ghouls and Ghosts versus Super Ghouls because of that double jump, and the levels aren't as long.
Yeah, you can shoot up, you can shoot down.
But the levels of Super Ghouls seem to be way longer.
Yeah,
and the checkpoint is so far ahead that you're actually almost repeating. You're backtracking quite a long distance back if you lose a life.
Yes. And, I think it worked out perfectly, because had I gone the route of Super Ghouls, I would never be an arcade gamer. What drew me to the arcade was Ghouls, because that is, for me, Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls were the quintessential arcade cabinets. So when I started getting into arcade gaming with that as my main, it just felt right. My second game that I chose to play was Ninja Turtles 89, the original Turtles game. And I don't, that's really the hook, was Turtles. Ghouls, I could have been happy playing on Sega. Turtles was when I said, man, I loved arcade games and I loved Turtles so much. I could play that over and over and over again. That was the real hook, was Turtles, though Ghouls was first.
What was the first game that you actually played?
I have very, very young memories of being like 2 and watching my family, like my brother would be playing Mario 2, or my mom would be playing Zelda, or my dad would be playing Ghosts and Goblins. I have very, very like baby memories. When I first picked up a controller, I don't know. I really don't know. That's a good question. But I would say the first game that really, when I was old enough to understand and really hit me hard, and I would say that's the first game that had an impact on me, would be Final Fantasy II on SNES. That game taught me how to read, taught me how to be creative, taught me what a wizard was, taught me literally, music, composition. That to this day is a major piece of my brain.
Although I looked at your YouTube channel and thought the game that you were playing a lot of back then was this. The Ultima series.
Yes.
This is 4 and playing on a PC. I never got into Ultima, although never did. These
beautiful
RPGs
series
on the computer are pretty long and complicated. I think this one may be easier to pick up and play than some of the others, but
it's a great series. I think it's groundbreaking in its storytelling, and I picked it up a little bit later than this, to be honest. I first got in on 6 and 8. I don't remember which one. One was on Super Nintendo, one was on PC.
Because this franchise, it's been around for 40 years.
Wow. Yeah, I believe it's the original computer RPG. I think Richard Garriott, the creator, was basically along with the guy from Wizardry, one of the first people to say, hey, what if we made D&D digital so we could just program it? We don't have to do paperwork.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where Ultima Zero, also known as a Calibeth, was born. He was a young kid. His mom would draw little fantasy drawings. They would put them in a Ziploc bag and put them on the wall at the local store. And it's wild that kid went on to be what he is now, Lord British.
Yeah,
Man's been to space.
I kind of think, looking at this, Zelda kind of drew a little inspiration from these top-down adventure open world games.
Yeah. So Ultima and Wizardry were very early, and they obviously came from D&D. So it was an American thing. And then Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy. And they were the first guys to say, dang, let's do something like the Americans are doing. And they took a lot of inspiration from Ultima and from Wizardry and other stuff. And so I think Dragon Quest was probably one of the first sparks, and Zelda took a lot from that. And the Nintendo stuff was kind of, they were trying to put like a more mainstream spin on things, while Dragon Quest and so on was a little more gritty, like the American stuff. It's an interesting history.
Yeah, the type of doggone command every daggum to move around. Instead of use a controller. Jeez.
You gotta love MS-DOS.
See all these commands advancing here. Well, this was like, gosh, mid-80s? This is Ultima 4. It was like mid-80s game. Yeah, he's in the dark, and now he's trying to find an enemy to fight it, looks like. Anyway, yeah. So you played... How much Ultima did you play?
I actually never played this one, but I've played...
Well, not this one, but the series.
Yeah, I remember... I mean, though I didn't play a lot of the early ones, the ones that I did play when I was young, like 6 and 8, were very, very important. And as I got older, of course, I went back and I revisited stuff. And I've certainly watched 1,000 videos about these. I've watched so many History of Ultima videos. Though I haven't played 4, I know all about it. Do you know Spoony by any chance? The Spoony one? Noah Antweiler?
No.
He did an extensive, a beautiful retrospective on the entire series, start to finish. And if anyone's listening to this and you're interested in Ultima and you don't know the history, I can't recommend anything more because it's very entertaining and it's very thorough in its history. It's where I learned a lot of my Saurian history, to be honest. Now, me personally, what it really came down to was a game called Ultima Online in 1998. That is what really took over my life in a very sincere way. I was undoubtedly addicted to Ultima Online. Heavily.
Is that game still running, or did it...
It is. I still play.
It is still running. Because I went looking on Wikipedia for information on it, and it's like I guess it's no longer run by the corporate; it's run by independent gamers, or they create their own servers.
There's an official OSI server, but ownership has changed hands. That may be the problem with what was found on Wikipedia, but it is still running in an official capacity. They're attempting to do the whole classic server with like WoW does, and I think they made it free to play. So they're trying to pierce it back into relevance. Me personally, I have a shard called Ultima Online Forever, UOF. It is a private server run by the fans, and that is the one that, in my opinion, is run best, with the best content, with the best players. I've been playing on that shard since I started streaming, and actually a little before, since about 2015, and I've never gone to another server since. I tried Outlands, I tried Renaissance, but nothing, in my opinion, will stand up to UOF for Ultima action. It is the best.
No Diablo?
I like Diablo.
Okay.
I like a lot of, there's a great arcade game called Tower of Doom, which is actually,
Beat 'em up.
yeah, it's a beat 'em up, but it's so reminiscent to Baldur's Gate, Diablo, Ultima games. It's really great. I wanna maybe shoot for the world record on that one. I
Galloping
love it.
Ghost has that game as well.
Yeah, I didn't play it. I feel that's one of the games I regret I did not play, and I hate it. I wish I freaking played it there, but I was so caught
Well,
up in the record. And
yeah, kind of like my desperate attempt to reclaim Do Run Run. Like a day after I took the score, and it's like Andrew Wasco, who you were battling for the score on
right,
Violent Storm.
and I met Andrew, and he's featured in the documentary heavily, and I think Andrew is a great man. I had a great vibration emanate from Andrew when we met face to face. Andrew is very humble and just so modest. But the bottom line is the fact of the matter is we know Andrew is an incredible gamer, and it was an
Yeah.
honor to meet Andrew.
He is the Ghostwriter and Professor Token Taker at
Oh.
Galloping Ghost.
He's very good, obviously.
And my biggest rival. Because,
Hey, mine too, brother.
Well, biggest rival as I battled him for the Gamer of the Year award 2021 when COVID shut everything down. Well, there was hardly any wrestling shows to go to,
that's a trying time.
None.
Yeah.
And what else was I going to do? Everything
Right.
was shut down around me.
But
and
Galloping Ghost, they stayed open. If I'm not
they
mistaken.
were shuttered for a few months, and then they were able to reopen again with stupid mask restrictions, of course. But
Yeah,
the mask did not a daggum thing, and all the mitigation was completely useless in the end because as the data came out, none of the stuff they media.
Yeah. I mean, I think Galloping Ghost, I give them a lot of credit for sticking to their guns and doing what they believed in. I personally don't know the details, and I would hate to even talk about this and even bring attention to any of the perhaps skewed legalities of it. I'm glad that it's in the past, it's in the rearview mirror, so it's not an issue now. But I give them a lot of credit for sticking to their guns and offering people something at that time. Now, me personally, I'm a recluse. I can go out to the mountains and be by myself and never worry about going out. But some people really need that third place, their work, their home, and their third place. And when you take that away, I what I'm saying is I think Galloping Ghost did a great service to their people. And I think it shows that they really do care. Doc cares about his people. It's something that really strikes me about Galloping Ghost and something that I hope to achieve with this documentary coming out August 23rd, 9 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/Carl Delinden.
Officially a replay, but the YouTube debut.
Exactly. Well, it's a little updated. It's kind of like
it's updated. So
it's like a beta, and now we got
changes.
A little bit, but I honestly, something I hope to accomplish is to further illuminate what really happens at Galloping Ghost, and to use wrestling terminology, get over more than just Doc Mack and 1,000 games, because I've watched every documentary and vlog. You always hear about Doc Mack, and rightfully so. He has an incredible story, but it's like he's the world champ. We got it. He's the face of the place. I wanted to illuminate Andrew, King Cam, even Todd and his crew. Just get to show that there's so much life in Galgo, in the non-main event scene in wrestling terminology. There's a lot there. It's a lot more than just Doc and Mystery Monday.
Yes.
There's a whole, and your case in point, the titles, the challenge cards, the characters. It's so much more than, hey, we bought some games, we got a warehouse, you want to play them? It's a lot more than that. And I really hope that this film will illuminate that more for people that may stumble upon it and go, wow, I've heard of Galloping Ghosts. I don't know there was so much that is from the underneath that I could get involved in too. Like I did. I walked in and I got totally involved. Not only did I go for the record, but everyone there was welcoming. They were gracious. The staff was so helpful. Doc himself, everyone went out of their way. And everyone I've talked to says the same thing, that it's a great place. And to me, there seems to be some kind of martial arts dojo overlap.
Yes.
I know they have one, but there seems to be some
Galloping
kind of
Ghost Gamma.
yeah. There's a mentality with the staff and with Doc of discipline and respect. You feel like you're becoming a part of their dojo when you're there. You're not just another customer. And I think there's something, I don't want to say cult like in a good way, like a dojo.
They're joined
And
at the hip with the original cast of Mortal Kombat.
very cool. Very, very cool.
And they also were they developed their own fighting game, Dark Presence, which you alluded to earlier. It hasn't officially been released yet. I don't know what's left to do with it, but
well, Jeremiah, he says he's going to have a hell of a build in the next couple months.
we better hurry up. It's like we've been waiting how many years now?
Yeah, since
It's
95.
like, oh, the game's supposed to be coming out. And it's like we've been waiting for the game, and like the entire time I've been going to the Galloping Ghost. It's like
yeah,
the game was.
I totally understand.
Switch engines, and then it's like, here we go.
This is something you see with great or ahead of their time or just smart people that make entertainment. Sometimes technology just cannot contain their vision. One of my favorite bands of all time is a band called Winter Sun. And Winter Sun's first album came out in 2004. And as a fan, you're like, okay, great. Your next album will come out, what, 2006? No, 2012. And the guy who made the album, he said, well, we're going to call it Time Part 1. But don't worry, Time Part 2, we're going to split up the album so we can get out quicker. But don't worry, Time 2 comes out in a couple months. Great. We wait a couple months. It came out a few months ago. So we're talking 12 years, more than 12 years of waiting for an album that was complete in 2012. And God, it hurt to know that I could have heard these songs sooner. And he was tinkering with this mixing, whatever the hell he was doing with it. It hurts. But now that it's out and the time has passed and it's part of my life now, it feels worth it. And I wager the same thing's going to happen when we get our hands on Dark Presence. We're going to see the vision in full. It's not going to be compromised. And we're going to feel like, wow, this is a modern game. It was worth it. There's a reason it took this long. And then, heck, when it goes on Steam and it really becomes a part of our lives, I think the wait will be something that we barely remember because it's going to be so instilled in what we know now.
I've been the game is mostly complete. They're just doing a little polish. I've been wanting to see these so-called fatalities, and then one of the demo runs, somebody pulled off of a fatality or triggered the scene, and then the game crashed. But that was several years ago. They've taken it out to, Combo Breaker, C2E2,
wow, for
the public to try out. But
I mean, fighting games are probably the most difficult to perfect because it's the number one game for balance. That is,
I mean, the engine's been pretty much built. They have this game and then the sequel to come after, but all the focus has been on the primary. Once you get the first one out, then the second game in the series, you can add more bells and whistles to it,
right,
more characters.
Something about fighting games, and I'm sure they're going to update it further once it's already out. But like,
well, this is the thing. If they put it out, then they're kind of under pressure to update it because, Mortal Kombat went under several updates over time.
Yeah. And the thing is, if there's one character with one move that you can spam and abuse at a high level, the game is effed. I mean,
I
Can you
haven't.
imagine working that long and then one character ruins it? So balancing a fighting game is incredibly intricate, and I can't imagine the amount of. I mean, this is like fine thread and needle type stuff. So
Although, as long as they've been playing this, I think it's pretty well balanced as it is. It's just getting the last bit of animations and polish and whatever music, the track mode. Get that thing out. And besides, there's a documentary on that.
right, that looks very
And I'm
good.
waiting for that documentary to be published because it's going to be the first video game documentary that I'm in.
Oh, no kidding! It looks very, very good.
I've been waiting
I'm
to
so
be in a
happy that
documentary. I'm jealous about all these other people in documentaries. I didn't get to be in it.
well,
Haven't gotten to be in one yet.
that looks like it's going to be a very high quality one. It's going to be much higher quality than mine, for example.
Although yours is pretty high level.
It's mine is a little bit more grimy ground level. The one that they're making about the game of Galloping Ghost, Dark Presence. I mean, that could be on Netflix. I mean, this thing looks polished. It looks very, very. The camera quality is incredible. The interview segments are very high quality. I watched the interview with the filmmaker, and he really knows what he's doing. I'm really looking forward to that. Cannot wait. And I think there's stuff I've seen in previews. I really want to know more. About.
Yes.
I mean, they left out they dangled some carrots in those trailers that I'm really interested in. It's kind of frustrating because I just want to watch the dang thing and get the answers that I'm wondering. But we'll see.
I don't know about Pancreas. I don't know about that.
Interesting.
The game could be released. The game may never come out, and the documentary gets released because they have a plan if the game doesn't come out.
So what if, I mean, are they planning on seeing this documentary through the completion of the film? In other words, are they looking to have the final scene be the release of the game? Because that'd be incredible.
That's ideal. Yes.
That'd be a big project, but I mean, great documentaries take years of filming. So that would be.
Yeah. They have way more footage than they know what to do with. They could release several different standalone videos of all the footage they had that they did not use for the documentary. My interview could stand alone as an hour and a half podcast by itself, audio only, of course.
And I think also, I mean, they've got footage dating back to 1995 in those trailers.
Oh,
There's
yes.
thorough documentation.
Old bit, but it was some of the footage that Galloping Ghost shot.
Right. So they've they've got years of stuff to work with from the jump. That's a lot to go through and make something of. So I'm very excited about that.
I don't know if it'll be a Monday mystery launch. I don't know about that. I think it will be at the day Dark Presence officially launches. It will be its own event.
Wow. If it was a Mystery Monday reveal, oh my, that would be crazy. That would be a moment, right? Oh my God.
Woo! Well, because it's a Galloping Ghost game, well, when we released Darkstalkers or Deathstalkers, the Spectre Files, it wasn't a Monday Mystery game. It was its own event.
Yeah, that would be crazy to do that. It makes no sense. I mean, it would be for one moment of surprise and shock versus, a proper launch. It would make no sense to do it. As a fan, it'd be wild, though.
It's probably going to be, God. I don't know about that, Claudio. I don't know about that. Second floor.
Second floor. Is that a thing? Is that true? They're working on
second floor? They're out of space. The only way they can go is up.
But they have to build that, right? I mean, that's
second and a third floor. Yes,
that would be a lot.
They would add floors to the building.
I love it. That would be great. There are buildings there. I think they could keep expanding. They need to just buy everything. Buy the Thai restaurant, call it Ghost Thai, have every
Well,
dish
they
with
bought
ghost
a Thai
peppers.
restaurant. It was Canton.
It was what?
Canton.
Oh, okay, I see. But like, I mean, leave it running. You know, there's that fine Thai restaurant right next door. Leave it running and have them use
Well,
ghost
they'd have to
peppers.
build I don't know, a sky bridge across the street, but they wanted one continuous building.
Well, I don't know about that. Just, you know, it's like a theme park up there. It's like walking through Magic Kingdom, and gosh, I didn't even get to half of it. I didn't even look at the pinball place while I was up there, and I was up there for a week. So,
Well, okay, so first time visitor, yeah, you said you were there for an entire week. That's good because any newcomer to that arcade, I tell them they need 2 full days for a first timer
yeah,
to get the full effect. That's going on 3 days. I would have walked through the entire daggum thing before I really started playing in earnest.
right.
But you didn't walk over to the pinball place at all to just look.
I looked, and I really wanted to go back because there was a machine from my childhood there that I'm pretty sure they have. And
Which
just
was
I don't remember the name, but I saw it in the background of one of their videos, and I really wanted to go and see if it was the one from my memory. But there was a lot of stuff that, again, I didn't play Dark Presence, I didn't play the R360, I didn't do pinball. It went way too quick. I thought a week for sure would be fine, but it wasn't.
if you were spending all your time chasing one game, yeah, I mean it would
and
be.
like
I'm trying to pull up the pinball list
a lot
now.
of days I didn't get to play Violent Storm, which was disheartening. It was making me panic. Some days we had, we went to like a concert, we had parties and stuff like that. Or some days I just was so sleep deprived. I would just sleep in and miss almost like a whole day. So I really didn't get even as much Violent Storm playing as I wanted and planned for. It was maybe it's like 4 days of real playing.
Well, I know you went to other arcades in the area and hung out with the Tuckies and
Great people.
there we go.
Prince Arcades was great. We went all over Chicago. It was great. Like I said, we went to the Aragon and went to Portillo's and did the tourist stuff. It was great. Didn't go to the Bean, but it was great.
So the games at the pinball: Addams Family, Alien, Attack from Mars remake, Baby Pac-Man, which I still have the house high for that, Black Knight, Dracula, Caveman. That's another video. Pinball Hybrid, Creature from Black Lagoon, Defender, based on the arcade game, All for Elvirus, The Party Monsters, House of Horrors, Scared Stiff, the very recent one, Evil Dead, F-14 Tomcat, Fireball, Firepower, Freddy and Nightmare on Elm Street, Funhouse, 2 different Godzillas, Gorgar, Gray and the Gators, which is a video pinball hybrid, Haunted House, Jackbot, Pinbot, Bride of Pinbot, Joust, the pinball, the 2-player pinball, Led Zeppelin, Medieval Madness, Medusa, Midnight Marauders, which is a last arcade game that Paul Niemeyer did for Bally Midway artwork for. Monster Bash, Monsters, Police Force, Predator, the One of One, Cubert's Quest, Rapid Fire, which is a shooter pinball, Revenge from Mars, Space Invaders the Pinball, Spirit, Spy Hunter, based on the arcade game, Starship Troopers, Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, Varcon, rare one, Viper, and X-Files. Which one of those is your pin that you remember?
That's the thing. I don't know. I'd have to see it. It's probably one of those ones that you said that just had like some generic name. It was like one word. I only know it on site. That's the thing. I really wish I went. I could have had an answer, but I effed up. Jack in the Box is so over. Strider, how could you say that about Jack in the Box? How
Chicago
dare
has not
you?
had a Jack in the Box
I'm kidding.
for who knows how long or if ever. It's been pretty much the closest one
How about
to where
Wendy's,
I
Strider?
live is in Litchfield.
Oof.
And we're losing Red Robin, and I just got a gift card for my birthday, and now I have to travel to get my Royal.
Red Robin. Yum.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it ain't so much yum around here now because it's leaving as of tomorrow.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I want love in my tummy.
But yeah, I don't know why it's overrated. How long? Place so packed. Well, what burger did you have, Norbert?
How about Jill in the Cube? That's what I want. Or Jill in the Sphere.
Well, of course there's Zero Line because it's right off the interstate. Wendy's is fire, but the fry. I like the fries. What are you talking about?
You got to eat them like immediately. Once they're cold, they're done. But that's kind of a typical lot of fries. The Wendy's are particularly quickly cold, I must say.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, God, let me get back on track here because we've been going everywhere. Well, yeah, they've been shorthanded, Claudio. That's the problem. I tried to eat there Monday, and they only some of the servers didn't even show up. It sucked. I managed to get in there Wednesday, so well, yeah, of course they caused people to leave because there wasn't enough help.
Red Robin.
I had to pick another night to go out there, but I wanted my daggum Royal. I mean, there's other restaurants there I could eat at, or eat at home. Anyway, I might as well do the wrestling stuff now.
Yeah.
So, what was your association with Chikara or wrestling in general?
Well, by God, golly, when I was in high school, I was convinced I was going to be a wrestler. I trained so hard, and I went crazy, and I started getting injured too much. But I still want to do music and entertainment and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give up this wrestling stuff for now. When I was like 18, I kind of hung it up. But I got a lot out of it. And when the time came around to start working behind the scenes on shows, and maybe I started in 2010 or something, doing music for shows, After Effects, and editing, stuff like that. So I reached out to basically any wrestling company that would talk to me, and Mike Quackenbush, who I particularly really wanted to get in touch with because at the time they were doing a groundbreaking storyline which featured movies and music, and I was like, wow, I would love to be a part of this. This is perfect. And lo and behold, he messaged me right back. And Mike Quackenbush, I've got to say, is just about the best man I've met in the whole wrestling industry and across the board in many industries. He's a great guy. I learned so freaking much, and I'll never go without taking a chance to say how thankful I am for what I learned from Mike and the opportunity he gave me, because very few would have given me that chance. And because of him, I have great memories from wrestling. Only because of him, though. Like, for example, yeah, I did some stuff with like Ring of Honor, or like I even did some stuff for the WWE YouTube channel back in the day. I never would have done that without Mike, only because of his links and stuff like that. And he messaged, like, he would put me in touch with so many incredible people, and he taught me so much about not just business and how to run a show and how to make a show, how to be entertaining, but how to be a good human. The way he dealt with his people, his roster and his staff. Mike Quackenbush is a gem. What a great guy. And yeah, so in Chikara, I did a lot of stuff. Entrance themes, voiceover, After Effects stuff, like, one guy's head and another guy's head. This guy versus that guy, stuff like that. I did that for many years, from about 20. I started in 2012, but really from 2013 to 2020, when things in that company really closed up, which is unfortunate. It was undeserved, but I know that wrestling companies
that's
don't
its own
typically
can of
generate a lot of
worms.
income. Wrestling shows, other than the WWE, really struggle to generate income, And sometimes in the business you have lost leaders, right? You got a real business in the front. You've got something where you're like you're putting money into it and you may be making some money, but it's really I think the business was driven on the wrestling school, and which is fantastic because Mike is, in my opinion, basically the best trainer in the world because he's one of the greatest performers ever. Not only he was a great businessman, but a great wrestler too back in the day in the Indies. I mean, he still is the thing. He's still going.
The wrestling school is.
He's I believe the rest of school he's still training. He's still wrestling, but he's definitely still training. He's doing seminars like crazy.
I know Jakara went away because of the speaking out movement.
Yeah, but do you
That's
know
what I
the real
mean by its
details
own-
about that? Like, you know the nitty gritty?
I know
'Cause if
some
so,
of
I'd
it.
like to hear it.
There's just so much covering so many things. The one part, the part of the speaking out movement that I really followed was kind of closer to home. The whole Michael Elgin versus Molly Chapman saga.
Right. But as far as like Chikara, I
I
worked at
never
Chikara.
I never saw a
And
Jakara show.
yeah, so I worked at Chikara, and I know they shut down due to some wacky controversies about something somebody said like 10 years prior to some girl who was like,
Whatever. So there
I
were
never
allegations made
I
about
never heard
Quackenbush.
anything concrete. And like
Yeah,
I think basically there was a movement, they lumped these guys in. I don't even understand why. And it was there may be there's like one guy who did have some shady stuff, but he was just an indie worker. As you know, on the indies.
Joey Ryan.
No, no, I don't think Joey Ryan even ever worked there. But on the indies, you can't be held accountable for the workers. They're independent contractors. They're not employees. They can work
Guilt
in
by
this town one day.
association.
They can work in this town the next day. They're not like bound to one company. Anyway, I think
No,
what
but they certainly blackmailed. Said, if you work for this company, you can't work for us.
yeah, and I just think what
There's a
happened with
lot of
Chikara
that.
was totally unjust, and Mike was misjudged. Mike posted an apology video,
Yeah, I saw that.
and honestly, what I got from was just the frustration. He would just said like, "Listen, if there was anyone who felt bad about something I did, I apologize. But what you're saying, I don't know. This is a whole can of worms we really shouldn't
I
get into.
know.
But bottom
That's
line
its
is,
own. It should be its own podcast, really. Like
I
kind
worked
of
with Mike.
a
I know
5-year
Mike.
retrospect of the aftermath of all this nonsense.
Yeah, I know Mike.
Some
I
of it-
know his story. He's a great man. I know the people that like talked bad about him, and I know him firsthand. I can promise you, Mike is the more honest, the more virtuous one. Mike is a stand-up guy, and a lot of indie workers, they'll do and say whatever it takes to get ahead, to get a little extra money.
Right.
A lot of these people, they're not even looking for integrity. They've only been in the game for a couple of years. They're just looking to get in, get out, get a little money, get a little clout. Mike, his reputation stood for decades and still does. And I just think it's a shame how that went under. All that being said, it really doesn't
do
matter.
need to make a
Mike is doing
disclaimer.
great. And
I need to
F
say
it.
this before we continue as a disclaimer. Before somebody throws a temper tantrum, because you know the internet wants to convict first and ask questions later. There were several women that were mistreated by male workers. So there were several incidents that were legit. There were also incidents where the accuser was engaged in a grifting scheme, and Molly Chapman would be one of them. I know for the fact because I was one of the people kind of following that story very closely because he's a St. Louis guy, and as time went along and more things were said, they started contradicting previous things that she said, and it was pretty much exposed that she was basically running a giant grift. She tried the same thing with the tattoo industry, and she was shut down in a hurry. So,
I don't know enough
yes,
about
there
that to
were
comment, but
victims,
mm,
but this is why this is why we have a Sixth Amendment in the Constitution called due process.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah, and
not
obviously,
everybody wanted to grant due process. They basically wanted to do the Salem witch trials
yeah,
and engage in vigilante justice because they think the justice system was not doing its job. And
yeah.
that's still a problem to this day.
I can guarantee
So,
you though, Mike was not some kind of like offender. I'd be shocked if I was wrong about that. I guess I could be. Nobody knows everything, but my
no,
God, from based on what I know in person, it's just a shame. Luckily,
I
Mike's
will
doing great.
say this: social media is a kangaroo court. It is not a valid substitute for a court
Yeah,
of law. I don't care what anybody
yeah.
says. It is never going to be a valid substitute for a court of law.
And
You
just like
think
the old
somebody,
days, they'll print the headlines
I
top
know,
front and center, the retractions, small print at the back. Nobody sees it. When the headlines come out, oh, this guy's a scumbag. When it turns out, oh, that was all
but the
fake.
damage is done.
Here,
And
very small. No one's talking about that. Oh, wait, he got vindicated. Oh, well, who cares about that? That's boring. Let's talk about who's being accused today. That's where the
although
gold
now
is.
lately the media it has been held up more accountable when they print these sensationalized stories that don't turn out to be based in reality, and then they end
I
up
hope
having to
so.
shell out several $millions in damages to
Yeah, but
the
even
people
still,
they wrote this negative story about.
yeah, even still though, like they can do a payout and then it's like, oh, that no one's gonna know. Just yeah, we apologize and we paid out, but the big
Well,
accusation's still there. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't go away. But who
I
cares?
don't trust the media. I don't trust them at all. So anyway,
yeah. Well,
that's why streaming is so much more popular. People go to streamers to get
you
their
know what I think?
information.
I just feel like there's so much good in the world,
Yeah,
but no, that doesn't get traction.
I
If you
know.
want to though, if you really do and look out there, you're gonna find so much good happening, so many good people.
Yeah.
So many people making a difference in people's lives like firsthand. You just need to look and you'll see them. They're all around you and they might be even helping you, helping everyone watching this. You might have someone like that in your life. You don't even realize you're not even that thankful for it, but it's all around us. It's just easier and it's more sensational, more fun to be like, you hear about that asshole in the news? You hear that guy?
Yeah.
What a piece of shit he is, right? It's more fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun to say, you know what? I really appreciate this guy. That it really does a lot for me. Who cares? No one wants to talk about that. That sucks. You want to talk about shit that's
Drama. I want drama and controversy.
Right. Controversy creates cash, right? Eric Bischoff.
Unless
Come
you're
on.
a politician. I don't
right.
even believe that principle, because there's so many examples of controversy did not create the cash. They created bankruptcy instead for the
That's true. Like Cracker Barrel. You see this? The new logo? What are they doing?
Yeah,
They're going,
I'm not a fan of that one. But
oof. What are they doing?
yeah, that CEO is probably not going to last very long.
Come on, it's Cracker
Hopefully
Barrel.
not as long as the one at Target that they got rid of finally.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know. I've never been to Cracker Barrel. I don't know anything about it. I just think it's funny that it's a headline that the logos are changing and people are so angry. It's incredible.
There's tradition. You don't mess with tradition.
Hater Shack. Yeah, exactly. Well,
yeah, this is its own little controversy here.
I've never heard of this. Lord BB-8.
Those two are feuding. I don't. Somebody, one butt hurt the other, and it's like they've been at each other's throats ever since. And Hater Shack has had to create a new account with an extra underscore behind his name, like every week.
Jeez.
Now he's got about.
Are
Hater
these
Shack
gamers?
Yeah.
Streamers? Oh, okay.
Well, cool. Lord BBH is a streamer. Hater Shack, I don't believe is one, okay. But I don't know.
You gotta love a good story, right? Billy Mitchell and Stevie Weeby and wrestling and work shoots. The world is built on work shoots. Everything is fake. Everything we know is all just a work shoot, isn't it?
Storyline, yes. Storyline,
History
storyline.
yeah.
Oh, yes! Of course. Norbert Feld versus Jimbo Slice. Those two have been feuding forever. I guess we could count me versus Andrew Iwasco.
Ooh, well, that means
Me
Andrew
versus
is
Blonde Bunny is another one.
who?
Blonde Bunny D. Alex, aka Daniel Sam. He's no longer at Galloping Ghost. In fact, he lost out on the Gamer of the Year award and threw a temper tantrum, supposedly.
What? Oh my gosh.
Sore loser.
Carl versus Evil Battery Packs? Wait, which ones are those?
I don't know about evil battery packs.
Oh, wait, which ones? See,
I
KLO has got the scoop. I can't wait to test this tomorrow. I'm going to that arcade, and I just revamped. This is my IRL streaming backpack. It is loaded with batteries and internet stuff now. It is not going to lose connection or power. I am so excited. And look, check this out. When I'm ready, let's say somehow, some way, all my batteries are dead, which won't happen because I've upgraded them. I've got better batteries, and I have this plug right here. Plug into any wall, boom, the whole backpack's getting charged. Every single wire is going in and out, and this can plug into the wall and charge the whole dang thing. This is something, I mean, I'm so excited to get better. I got the mics from Fozzie. I got the ideas from Pythagora. We're gonna do some serious IRL streaming tomorrow. I can't wait to try that out.
So how did you get the name Forest of Wires?
We were born in the time when nature crossed over into technology. When we were born, there was no internet. Well, I mean, there may have been some kind of internet. I'm not saying there was no internet, but what I mean is
the internet existed since the very early 1990s, maybe the very late 80s.
Right. But as far as the impact the internet has had on the mainstream culture really probably began in 94 or something. And to live through that and to witness what we're seeing now, AR and, neural links and self-driving cars, we are living in the time in which nature has become technology. It's only going to accelerate. And so the merging of forest and wires to go from horse carriages to drones.
Yeah.
We are somehow merging in a Venn diagram right in the middle. Our point in history is a forest of wires on top of the fact that I'm a wizard. Where I'm from, my home dimension, which is called Sosaria, we don't have even sunglasses. We don't have internet. We don't have wires. When I started crossing over into the Earth realm, these are the things I became fascinated with. And now, as you can see, I love sunglasses. I love cologne. I love stuff that the Earth realm has come up with to make things more futuristic and supernatural and wonderful. I love telephone devices. I love Grand Theft Auto. And so my roots, my culture are Sosarian. I'm a woodsy person. I'm from the forest, but I love the wires. I love arcades. I love the computer chips. I love CRTs. I love Super Nintendos. I love chips. I love ROMs. I love RAM. I love CPUs. I love, Terminator 2. To me, these are the things that ignite the imagination, because I didn't experience these until I came to Earth. So, in a sense, not only am I living in a forest of wires, I think we all are.
What planet are you from if you didn't come from Earth?
I'm from Sosaria.
Mars?
No. It's yes, the Mars. Speaking of Terminator, you gotta love Total Recall. No, Sosaria, and it's very down homey. We very local. No communication. Letters, yes. No, nothing beyond that. Not even carrier pigeons. And so when you lived in a village, that's all you knew. You would hear stories, you'd read books about other places, but it just seems so distant and unimportant, to be honest. Whereas in the Earth realm, it's the age of, I mean, my God, I'm connected to you. I'm connected to people in Paris right now, somehow, some way. I mean, there are people in chat. Everyone in chat right now, type where you're from, just to prove this point. I mean, this is wild. We are, and once we have Neuralinks, we're all just connected in the mind. We're all just one being. We're one hive mind.
Am I gonna be able to keep up with this?
We are one. And it's just a matter of time before it's proven. You know, we may be from here and there. We may be from Japan, maybe from Australia. We may be from Chicago. We may be from New Jersey. Yeah, we're all here. Right? We're all the same. We're all in the same head right now. You and I are in the same head because of the wires. The wires are getting so small they're invisible now. It's just Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Blue Chew. I mean, what are they going to come up next? And what's wild is, furthermore, the force of wires, it really exists in the mind. Because the one component, if you think about it, between the force and wires, what's the one thing that really caused them to collide? Time. We had plenty of forests. We didn't have wires, but with enough time, come 2025, come 2030, we have wires. There's a puppy right here, by the way. I would love to show him on camera, but he wouldn't let me, and he's being weird.
Spin the camera.
Well, I can't. I was trying earlier, but it's like locked in here, and it's
locked in here
Yeah,
because
a small
I
space.
can pick this thing up. Well, I gotta scoot this between monitors. This goofball has taken residence in my lap again.
Well, that's a whimsical hero. There's a lot of nobility in those eyes. I've got to say, I see something.
There's a lot of deviousness in those eyes.
Could be true.
A lot of mischief in those eyes. It's like, what can I get into? What trouble can I cause?
Well, right now he's looking up at you in the eyes and literally pondering and asking.
Talking at him. Yes.
Yeah, he's saying, so where are we going with this? You know, he's saying, like, is there a food element?
He's got plenty of food. He can eat whenever he feels like it because there's always food out.
Well, that's
he's a snacker.
That's a curious cat.
Yeah, I wish he was a lap cat. When he behaves, he's a lap cat. He hops into bed and sleeps with me and my other one. She has not come into the room. I don't think she's going to make an appearance, but I have another cat that's older than this one. Calico. I've had her longer. She's 18. This one's 11. So F's with lasagna. Yeah, I'm not going to show the F word, but I'll acknowledge that comment was made. Yes, food's always out. They snack. What kind of a dog is it?
He's a pupling, and he's a whimsical wizard and trapped in.
Oh wait, you know body. What? Yeah, yes, that's exactly what he's doing. Actually, I could pull up one of your videos because I think you have a series of dog videos.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to this.
They're very wise creatures, and he's a father. You know, he's got children, and I know that, you know, sometimes in Earth Realm people may look down on dogs, but he's a family man. He's a responsible man. You know, he has work. He has his tasks that he does, and you know, he's got a wife and kids, and he works hard. Yeah,
it's one of these guys, right?
That's them. That's the family. So in the back there, you've got the mother. You know, the biggest head is the mother because she runs everything. The father is scared of her. And you got the husband. He's the second biggest head. He's on the left there. And the two children are on the side. That's Jumpy and Roly. Though the one far right has been having some issues, and he's apparently possessed by the devil, and he wants to be called Cain now. But I think it's just a phase. And we're going to do everything we can to get him through it.
Oh, so this little pup has a little devious streak.
Yeah, very. He
Although
urinated on
he's
one of my
still
hard
pretty
drives.
chubby, don't you think?
It's a lot of hair. Once he gets saved down, very small. The mother is like a little blimp. She's like a little football. She's like a little bullet Bob from Mario, who's charging at you when there's something going on. But the boys, they're like little greyhounds, but shrunken down, very thin legs, thin bodies. Especially the hair, though, can be deceptive, I would say. Yeah.
I look through your YouTube channel. You've got a lot of music.
I do. I have 8 albums out.
8. So what kind of music is it? I've
Oh,
listened to some of them, but go ahead and describe
I'm
it.
all over the place. My first couple of albums were more pop. I had a middle era that was a little more trap, hip hop, and right now we are dead center in the wizard metal era. It's very heavy, very guitar amplified, fast drumming oriented. That being said, I wouldn't be that surprised if my next album goes a different direction.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, more fantasy. Some fantasy music. Kind of like, I don't know if I would call it Within Temptation. I don't know if you've heard of that band.
No.
Uh, it is hard rock. It is hard rock, maybe metal, with a female lead singer. But they kind of talk medieval and
maybe like a Blackmore's Night type thing.
I don't know. Battle of the
Richie Blackmore.
Gods, Battle of the Titans. Kind of. Let's see what we got. We got Wendy's hot drinks.
Yes.
And you did cold drinks. So you sing about the burger chain.
I sing about drinks and I sing about temperature. And, I think these are things that are worth exploring because, in today's world, we have so many songs about love and life and romance and war and hate. But do we really indulge in those things? I mean, I sure as heck do a lot more drinking than I do fighting. So I think
we haven't had much in the way of songs about food lately.
That's right. And I think that there's a market there. Right.
Unless it's booze.
Right. Well, we don't want to promote that to the children. This is stuff that we want to be family responsible with. So I think it's, we try to warn them, don't drink these hot drinks too much and certainly not coffee for children. But if you are going to drink a Frosty, a small children size one is fine. You don't need to get a large. This is something that, I'm looking to, make more songs about. I'd love to.
You want me to play the song? Somebody wants me to play the song. I'm just playing the video because we're talking.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a visual.
You can dial this up.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint of it. It sounds like this: hot drinks really get you going, warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. Add a smile and have a nice day.
This is this YouTube channel. You better subscribe. Who said that? It was Baconopia. Subscribe to this.
That name sounds familiar. I think I might know Baconopia. In fact, I think Baconopia is one of my best friends in the world.
You better be subscribed to his YouTube channel, Carl Delinden.
Oh, I've got a feeling Baconopia is plenty subscribed.
All right. So you can listen to that. You can just put it on a loop or something.
Baconopia is a true hero, though. I mean, Baconopia is someone that has really enhanced my streaming experience. And just, gosh, as I was saying earlier, there are great people all around us. And it's so easy to just talk about annoying stuff and talk about negative stuff when it's so easy to just look right past someone like Baconopia right there, being a true hero, being a great friend, being so supportive and positive. I remember the first time I met up with Baconopia, we went and got some baked donuts. I was with a bunch of Twitch streamers and it was great. Bacon and Bacon's brother, very down to earth, chill people. And I could easily hang out with that crew endlessly. The kindness is just astonishing. I got to hang out with Bacon again a couple months ago at I have this event called CarlCon where we all meet up in person. And Bacon was an absolute treat to hang out with once again. I just got to say, Baconopia, man. Wow. True hero. There are real heroes all around us.
Okay, something that is heroic. Your stream, the setup and the tech. I prefer. I kind of, as I've gotten older, it's hard for me to learn new technology. It's gotten to be very difficult, even though I do technical support for a living and
Well,
have to
that's the thing, you're
troubleshoot
burned out
Windows
on it.
10, Windows 11.
Yeah.
Right now, in the middle of migration of going from Windows 10 to Windows 11 for state workers, but new technology, I have a drone. I have not used it, and somehow I lost the power supply to it. Ugh!
Yeah.
So I gotta go buy a new charger. Ring video doorbell. I've been trying to install that, and it don't want to work with my Wi-Fi. I haven't tried with an AT&T fiber yet. I've got a few other gadgets that I've been given, and it's like I haven't gotten them installed.
Inspector
It
Gadget.
took me a while to get this dadgum desktop out of the box and set up.
Well, Jiminy Cricket, you got it though, so that's what counts. With
Yes,
diligence
I know.
and patience. That's
So
what
I
it takes.
kind of want to gravitate the simple and fun. I want to gravitate towards simple and functional.
Right.
Your setup is complicated and elaborate. So can you tell me, kind of briefly, because I know you've done some videos about setting up OBS, which were like several hours long, and
they're all outdated and junk. No one should watch those. I'm going to delete them soon.
And plus I need a highlight reel instead of having to watch or dig through a 6-hour video.
Right. Well, that's why we should. There's more about the shorts culture these days. You get the same information in 1 minute. You just got to be a curse.
In theory. So what all do you have in your setup?
Well, I've got what I mostly use is my keyboard. I use my numpad for all the shortcuts. We use the F buttons for the explosives. And all these, like Alt M is something, Alt B is something. Basically, Alt in every letter does some kind of scene or some kind of function. And it's all just set up through hotkeys in OBS. I also, for the viewer commands, use SAMMI, SAMMI. And, that's the way. So if someone says red Carl, my color changes red. So I drop a color corrector filter on me, change my hue up. And then I set the command that if someone types red Carl, then that thing gets turned on.
I just put it to the test. Are you going to turn red now?
I'm not. Well, gee, I feel virtual webcam. I would.
Oh, okay.
But since we're doing this, just webcams right through.
Through StreamYard, not through OBS.
Yeah. And I think that technology is just it's a fun way to me, it's not about the tech. It's really not. I hate the tech, actually. I don't like it. What I like is the creative vision and making that real. The tech is just a boundary. It's just an obstacle course. I hate it. I hate OBS. I hate all this stuff. But it's a means to an end.
But you've mastered OBS, and I'm still having trouble trying to get the alerts to show up on the screen when, like, somebody subscribes or somebody donates bits. Those pop-ups won't show up.
I hear you.
It's like I'm doing it wrong somehow.
I encounter that stuff all the time. Chat doesn't work. Alerts don't work.
Well, the chat does work. The bouncing emotes work. Some of the other stuff doesn't exactly work. It's like I haven't fought it. Reason why I'm doing podcasts using StreamYard.
Right.
Which, if I'm playing a video game, I'll probably pull out the OBS. Although I could stream a video game through this interface too. I could pull up MAME and share the screen from MAME on this stream right now if I wanted to.
Love MAME. I hate it, but I love it. Kind of like OBS.
Well, if you're gonna play these arcade games, especially obscure ones, instead of trying to find the actual game in the wild. Galloping Ghost has 1,050, but there's another few thousand games out there that have not made it to the arcade floor. Lord PBH has played a lot of them with his Push to Reject series. Yeah, there's a lot more games than just what Doc Mac has.
That's true. And it's interesting because it is a finite supply. There aren't new arcade games coming out, at least not the type that would be featured at Galloping Ghost. So it's an interesting library.
There are new arcade games coming out. There are new arcade games coming out. Raw Thrills puts out games. You go to a Dave and Buster's or a Main Event or maybe, I don't know, Pizza Ranch Fun Zone or Fun Kiddo or Malibu Jacks. There's new arcade games out there. There's games being released for the X Arcadia hardware, which is kind of a throwback to Neo Geo. It's in a candy cab. The games are installed in the candy cab, and you can switch the games out. Yes, round one. I forgot about that. Chuck E. Cheese is another one.
I want some Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I love to ponder but hate the orb. You got it, Fozzie. Hope you're doing good, Fozzie.
So there's a lot of new games coming out. A lot of machines are. Well, trash components? Are you talking about the arcade one-ups? I bet that's what you're talking about. I mean, you can buy those at, Walmart or Amazon. I know. Oh, you're talking about, okay, so there was a newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out there. And your microphone is off. Your microphone is out. There it go.
Yeah, the wire is a little wibbly wobbly.
You got a loose wire there.
Yeah.
I got a headset, but this is wireless.
Nice.
Anyway.
Got that Bluetooth.
Well, I don't know if it's Bluetooth. It's just I got a USB dongle that's plugged into this, and it picks up this thing. So
I love a good dongle bongle.
So yes, there are new arcade games. There's a Tomb Raider shooting game. There's new 4-player Turtles game. Oh, what? We got breaking news. We got breaking. Hang on.
Folk song?
So I got this up here. I can throw this up there. What we got, Norbert? What's the breaking news? I guess I'm going to have to go out there and get it. I don't have the sound effects loaded up, but, for this, what we got? Oh, there isn't an update. Doggone it. Do I have to go to their Facebook page? Lay it on me, Norbert. Or should I send you the link and have you hop in and tell us? You know what? I can do that. Hang on. Well, while I'm juggling this. Here we go. I wonder if I can. Oh, I'll just send it to him on Discord because Ryu. Go to Discord and get it. All right, get it. Hop on Discord and check your private messages. But anyway, where were we?
Well, I think we were in the plane of existence that resides between the idea of, well, what is Galloping Ghost doing and what are we doing? In other words, I
should ask you this question. How did you find out about Galloping Ghost Arcade?
I found out about Galloping Ghost because I've been fascinated by arcade games, and I found out about a game called Puli Rula. I became number 2 in the world on that one, and I started thinking, this isn't a real game. This can't exist. This is just
It
like a
does
ROM or
exist.
something. And then we started doing an investigation on the channel. And every day we'd have clues like, oh, I found out it may actually exist because here's a picture of a marquee, or here's a picture of what it might look like. And then one day someone brought in the smoking gun evidence. They dropped the video of Puli Rula being premiered on a Mystery Monday at Galloping Ghost. That sealed the deal. Their questions were gone. Now it's not, because I was honestly on the side that this game doesn't exist, that this is just
I
a
was
ROM.
aware of its existence because it was on my multicade.
Epic. And I was thinking maybe
But they're not
somebody
checking
just put in a
scores on it
candy.
still. They don't have
Right.
the dip switch
Right.
settings correct. But welcome into the podcast, former Blade Wars champion, Norbert Vale. Welcome in.
Hello,
Hey guys, can
Norbert.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. So speaking of puppies, here's my little terror over here.
The terror.
Hi, buddy.
Oh,
And
that's
similar to your
Yorkie.
dogs.
Yeah.
She's a Yorkie. So anyway, actually this is sort of been happening for a while now, but so here's the deal. This Saturday at the Headless Horseman for the Third Strike tournament, actually before the Third Strike tournament even begins, I get a title shot versus Jinku at Marvel vs. Capcom 2
Jinku.
for the interim championship.
MVC2 is serious.
The youngster, the youngest interim champion
And
ever.
Steven, I'm going to prove you wrong.
What
I
are you
can
gonna
take him
prove?
for that title. I think I could beat him.
You think you can beat him?
I think I can.
I think you're gonna get shocked.
You sure?
This kid is pretty tough.
I mean, I see the gameplay, and I got people telling me that I think I could take him.
All right. This will be interesting. This will be a.
Marvel 2 is serious. Who's
Are they gonna
your
stream
team?
it? I hope they stream it.
If for some reason JP cannot stream it, then I will go ahead and Facebook stream it.
I know.
Bloody,
this kid did not
probably
wanna
on the Bloody
appear
Wars page.
I know this kid did not want to appear on camera the last time I was out there. So
Here's a question for you, Steven. Are you showing up for Third Strike this Saturday?
no, I'm busy. I told it's top of this podcast. I mentioned that I'm on the run.
Top half of the podcast. Okay, I only just found out you came on.
I know. I posted earlier today that I'm constantly on the run. And last week, yes, I ran up to Galloping Ghost 3 times. 3 separate trips up there.
Okay.
Well, tomorrow I'm running down to the coin
Okay.
to stay fair because I got to film. Then I
Okay.
got a double shot the next day.
Fair enough. You know what? Not fair enough.
Filming.
Fair enough.
And I'm being paid to do this, but it's a lot of miles to transverse. When I said I was on the run, I'm on the run, and I have to go back to the coin the following weekend for Labor Day. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Fair
That's
enough.
a lot of miles. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
No,
rather
fair
be
enough.
gaming.
That's why I asked. That was why I asked, because I wasn't sure if you were going or not.
I wish.
Because I'll be there for Third Strike on Saturday. I might show up for Power Stone on Sunday.
Yeah, so Aiden Cordova, do you think Aiden Cordova is going to beat JP again? Or is JP going to redeem himself?
I think Aiden's going to whip his ass again. I think there's going to be a repeat. Aiden's going to make JP his bitch.
Oh!
Again.
Oh! Wow! Wow! I don't know why JP didn't put Power Stone 2 in the tournament.
Probably
year.
because it's a 4-player only game. You cannot regulate a 1v1 on it. It could only be played with 4 players.
Okay. I wondered because there had to be. Yeah, because it's like.
In fact, Power Stone 2 should be its own 4-player cabinet.
Yeah. It could go into the WWE Royal Rumble cab. It would work.
It can, but I mean, you got a lot of other, you got other 4-player cabinets they could stick that thing into.
Maybe. Although it runs on the Naomi hardware, so it's got to have. That might be a little difficult.
Well, not really. I mean, I have seen it done in other places, so I think it is possible. Like I said, you could. The only thing with that Royal Rumble cabinet, though, is that's a dedicated cabinet, though, for Royal Rumble.
Yes, but somebody can put the discs in and run Power Stone 2, because I've seen photos of somebody who did just that.
Right.
I mean, they could just switch the game out for a weekend or something.
I mean, possibly. I mean, but yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come out. Sorry, I'm like looking at my dog over here because she's being cute. But anyhow, but no, that was the one big thing. Like I said, I wanted to bring up was that I'll be facing Jinku in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And Steven, you're gonna eat your words when I shock the world again.
All right,
you're gonna eat your words.
So it'll be your Have you had the interim title before or no?
Never.
Okay, so if you win,
this will be the first time I will have held the interim title. Yes. In fact, if I win it, I will actually walk into the Third Strike tournament holding the belt.
And you might walk into Power Stone with the interim belt.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility.
Well, here's the other question.
Shoot.
Is the current Bloody Wars champion heavyweight champion?
Okay, AO is not going to fly out from New York again for this. He's not going to fly out again.
He's going to vacate the belt.
He pretty much already has. There's no way he's flying out from New York again.
Okay, so the interim belt will be promoted to the heavyweight.
In fact, this will be you know what? This will be interesting, and this is more of a what if scenario. I don't know if this is going to happen, but imagine me walking out of the Third Strike tournament as what? Stop asking for attention. But imagine me walking out of that Third Strike tournament, holding the interim championship, and then somehow walking out on Sunday's Power Stone tournament with the undisputed Bloody Wars title.
Yeah, that would.
I can walk out with 2 belts in that weekend.
Hell yeah.
And that's gonna solidify my case for Bloody Wars MVP this year. It has to.
I wouldn't doubt it.
2-belt Norbert, they're gonna call you. Norbert 2 belts.
Well, then you have to go and get the hardcore belt. Then you'd be Norbert 3 belts.
Woo, bro! Hey, when we had that Third Strike tournament last January at Galloping, I ended up being Norbert 2 belts because I had the Bloody Wars title and the hardcore title.
So go for 3. Hey. Go for 3.
I might. Yeah, I am going to try to go for 3.
All right.
But anyway. Well, no, I was just going to say, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you two go back to your interviews and whatnot. But that was just what I wanted to share with you guys.
Any questions for Mr. Forrester Wires? Carl?
You said you stopped by at Galloping. How often do you stop by Galloping?
That was just one time, and it was about a week.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So are you planning on making out to more trips to Galloping at some point?
Definitely. Have to.
If you show up on the Monday, you might run into me there because I usually tend to show up on Mondays and some Sundays during the Bloody Wars tournaments. I don't know how big you are in the fighting games.
I love fighting games. I love Marvel too. I'm no good at it. I love Marvel too. And I would love to be there on a Monday and see the mystery reveal and see you, but we're a couple months away still. We'll see.
I was gonna say, if you ever want to, you should come by this Sunday for the Power Stone tournament. If you're ever down for it.
Would love to.
You'd have to fly out from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm a little far. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were from the area. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know you were not from around here. Okay, my apologies.
I wish maybe someday I'll be lucky enough to grab a spot out there. Doesn't seem like it's too bad to live out there. Seems very nice.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna let you two go. I gotta go take out the trash and deal with this.
You take care of that
little
puppy.
princess over here.
Yeah.
So
some good pets.
You guys have a good night.
All right.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Norbert. All right. Little diversion there. I think I touched on how you discovered Galloping Ghost Arcade before Norbert came in. What was your answer? Damn it!
Well, I discovered Puli Rula, and then one day someone said,
yeah,
hey,
that's
they have it at Galloping Ghost, the Mystery Monday. They sent me that video, and I said, oh my goodness, they have it? I guess case closed, it exists. And then I realized, whoa, not only do they have that, they have Violent Storm, they have Metamorphic, they have all the games I play. And I played some wacky rare ones. That's when I realized, okay, we have to go. I have to see these machines in person. I have to see Violent Storm. The idea of going for the world record, that didn't come around for a while, though. That was a couple months later. But I knew I had to go.
I'm trying to spell the daggum name of the game, and I can't remember. Pray, Laura, I'm trying to find it because I was gonna throw up gameplay of this game, and now I'm gonna have to go over to Arcade and get the exact spelling. Doggone it. It starts with a P. Darn it. Anyway, what are your other targets? You mentioned Turtles in Time, but
Turtles and Ghouls and Ghosts. That's really what I'm fixated on right now. Those two games, I'll be playing nonstop.
Now, have you tried any other random games that were anything that got your attention that say, I want to play more of this?
Tower of Doom. Excuse me, Gate of Doom.
Gate of Doom.
Definitely Gate of Doom.
Thank you. I can pull this thing up. Doggone it.
Yeah,
Because
Gate
the
of Doom.
doggone game is
I think,
is loading very slowly.
there are a lot of games I would love to play more, but that's the one that comes to mind.
Here we go. Throw this up there. Present invite. Stop screen. Present share screen. Go over here. Here we go. Here we go.
There it is.
I have played this.
There's a very interesting glitch for this game. If you are playing the Japanese version, which they have at Galloping Ghost, and you let this intro play out in full, including the title, and let it keep rolling until you get to the point that, like, you know, they do like a demo, like you see the characters moving, but no one's controlling, just showing you. If you let the game play beyond the title screen and beyond that point, you can use a special magic spell that you should only have access to in multiplayer. In other words, if you let that demo screen play, both magic buttons will work, whether two people are playing or not. So you can do co-op magic. It's a really odd glitch. It's very effective.
Boy. So maybe that's why they're not tracking scores yet.
Could be. It's a very glitchy game in general. I've actually discovered a glitch on this game, and I only discovered it. I've never recreated it. As far as I know, no one has recreated it. I accidentally skipped cutscenes on this game, and I've posted about it. I hope someone else trying to figure out how I did it, but I know it can be done. I've done it multiple times. And that, for speed running, would be revolutionary for this run. It would change everything.
I think the issue with this game is at Galloping Ghost, they have it set for 5 lives and 5 magic. It should be 3 and 3. They have not corrected it. So, anyway.
It's a great game.
Yeah, this is technically a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Though you don't beat anyone up. To be fair, you never actually hurt anyone in this game. If you look closely, when you kill, see, he's gonna kill this enemy. He doesn't actually kill him. He's using they turn into a parrot. That's it. So these are it's like Sonic. These are evil animals. They were possessed and turned into wacky puppets. And when you hit them, they turn back into animals. You never actually kill anyone. So,
except the final boss, right?
I think even the final boss just turns into a big pack of animals when you kill him. If I'm not mistaken. But the thing
later
that's so
on
silly,
in this game, some really bizarre things happen.
Yeah, level 3. What's something that's so odd about this game is
yes,
you know,
yeah,
the
jump scare.
See, they all turn into animals. And what's so interesting is that you know, the whole storyline of this game, the whole point. See, in the Japanese version, you'd have the woman's leg sticking out here as well, and the
Yeah.
middle door is her. Well, you know, and the thing about this game that's so interesting is that the storyline would purport that the reason you are going on this adventure is because someone stole the key of time and you are sent to go get it back. But here's what's so silly about this game. If you beat the game and bring the key of time back and you bring it back to the person that sent you, guess what? Turns out the guy that sent you on the quest is the guy that stole it. Makes no sense. It's very odd.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
You're being set up.
You're being set up, and I think they're just trying to find a way to like recycle sprites or make it like, oh no, the main guy is also the main boss, so they don't have to make two areas or anything. He's everything. He's everything and nothing all at once. But yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those. Quite a twist, but
For a game that features, I guess, fighting game featuring children beating all these bizarre characters.
you can see that man's rump in the background as well. His rumpus.
Yeah.
And this is the American version. This is the tame one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They need to fix the doggone settings on this game and just get it done with so people can put scores in, because there's people waiting to put in scores on this game and they haven't been able to. But
I would definitely
the doggone magic glitch that's going to throw another wrinkle into this.
There are a lot of glitches in this game. There's some wacky stuff. It's very janky. It is not, it's not polished like Dark Presence is going to be. This is a game they rushed out. There are holes everywhere, and
they rushed this one out.
Seems like it. Okay. I'd be amazed if they didn't, because again, many glitches, very odd stuff.
All right, I gotta get so. Gone for 2.5 hours. I'm not going to go 12 hours like you do.
Right. And
I don't want to break
record. I can't do that.
I don't want to do that either. When he passed this 2-hour mark, it's like people, how long's the podcast? And I say, about maybe an hour to 90 minutes, depending on how long-winded we get. Well,
it was a great discussion, though, and I'm very thankful for this.
Super long-winded, and then the hours just tick by like they're nothing.
Right. I mean, it's like any social gathering. Sometimes it's a drag. Sometimes it's fun, and before you know it, it's 3 a.m. and everyone's mad at you. So
I ain't stayed up to 3 a.m. I know what that dog. I gotta go work tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. I'm taking the day off. I'm taking the day off tomorrow because I'm gonna be on the run again.
Nice.
Hey,
I'm watching this video of the game, and one thing I want to point out as well that I don't think the person who made this video realizes, you see how every time he hits someone, they turn into an animal, right? Now, what you're supposed to do is pick up the animal. You get points for the animal is really the pointage in this game, is not killing the people or not transforming them back. It's picking up the animal. And this guy's just running. Yeah.
You're being attacked at the same time. So you got to kind of have to parry the attacks.
I think that's going to make, when they do have this at Galloping Ghost and on Arcade, I think it's going to make for a very interesting run, given that double point system. Given not only can you be very good at killing, you could be an expert at picking up all the animals, which I think is going to be a neat twist.
Picks up some of them, but not all of them.
See, there you go. He's doing some.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this boss. This boss is a piece of grit.
This is about as far as I got, and then ended up losing.
This boss, I often die to this boss as well. Very freaking difficult, very annoying. Hits so freaking hard and looks like a child's toy. Looks so happy. Look at the smile on this thing's face. Look at the gleam in its eye. It looks so happy, but it's so murderous, so deceptive. That's the most scary kind of murderers of all. They're grinning at you. They're happy. They're filled with joy at the pain they're inflicting on you. It's brutal.
Like Evil Otto from Berserk.
Exactly. That's the best, right? My father, that was his thing. And so when I was a little baby, I heard about Evil Otto, and it was like folklore. When I finally saw, Berserk, I couldn't believe it. Blew my mind. I love it to this day. I love Berserk and Robotron. But hey, this is a great convo. Loved it. I'd love to come back on. Maybe have you on one of my shows someday. And for anyone watching, I'm Forest of Wires on Twitch. That's all you need to know. Seek and ye shall find. All right.
Yes. I didn't even ask this. You got Violent Storm, but any prior feats of gaming that you accomplished back in the day?
Well, I was a heavy speedrunner.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say my biggest speedrunning feat, the first great one, was Beavis and Butthead for Sega Genesis, was my first world record. I also
Did you get to play Beavis and Butthead, the arcade game at Galloping Ghost?
No. I told them, if it's fixed, please message me, and so I can schedule around it. I need to.
Oh, it was down.
I'm a Beavis and Butthead super fan. That's my favorite show, not just cartoon. That's my favorite show. And that game means a lot to me. So I would really like to play that game. Probably more than almost anyone else on earth would I love to play that game.
Yeah,
I need to.
Believe it or not, it runs on the 3DO hardware.
That's wild. It looks kind of fun. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be like, have the gameplay of Marvel vs. Capcom. It looks pretty fun, though.
It's a beat 'em up, yes.
For an unreleased, it looks pretty dang good.
Well, it's been down for months. That's great.
Oh, I understand, though, because, I mean, what can you do to fix it? There's no guide. There's no Reddit thread. This is basically
this is what they did. So when they got the game, it was non-working. How did they fix it? They hacked an existing 3DO game system to replace the CD-ROM drive that was in it. That was no longer working.
That's nuts. That's very odd.
The hardware was compatible.
Wow.
And will they have to do that again? I mean, I hope they switch it back to the original disc they had in it. They had two versions of the game with different starting levels. The original one they had in there I thought was less difficult. The one they got in there now, the bonus stages could be replayed as many times as you wanted, which is a bit of an issue in my opinion. And plus,
that's a point issue.
The game was way harder than it should be. So I imagine they put an earlier version in first. Because I could not even try. I had the House High on it for a while.
No kidding. Oh, wow.
But it was on the original version, not the version that's in there now.
Oh, I don't even know about all that. See, I
know it was a prototype.
Yeah.
So they had two versions of the prototype.
There's
included.
There's a big piece of history I need to experience. I've watched every video about it. I know what it is, but I need to play that damn thing. I really, really do. And I hope it's fixed. And by the next time I go, I really hope it is. If it's not, I understand.
Oh,
it's not what you can do.
This is quirky. I haven't really seen a full playthrough of this game. What the heck?
Yeah, I know. It's very odd.
Strange
Especially because it's presented as basically a child's game. You play Little Bo Peep and you turn animals into, humans into animals. And then you got shit like this.
Yeah. Strange. Anyway, I'll just pull that down. I've had enough. Anyway. I'm trying to remember what the last few questions I wanted to ask before we get out of here. Any future goals? Well, we know Turtles in Time, but outside of Galloping Ghost.
So I have a big life goal that me and my brother are undertaking right now. Is that by next year we're going to compete in the virtual reality boxing Golden Gloves? And
virtual reality, so kind of. Okay.
Put on a VR headset and start swinging your arms around and try to be the best. And making a lot of progress. I was up all night last night. The training is nuts. I can barely move right now. And when this is over, I'm probably going to get back to it. And that's going to be a big thing that occupies a lot of my mind and my effort over the next year. And I would say that is going to coincide with the Turtles in Time thing as well. They're going to kind of live off of each other. When I'm too tired to swing, I'm pick up the joystick and back and forth for months until we got it.
All right. Just trying to figure out if I missed anything. But
Great questions.
we can have you back sometime in the future.
Please.
There'll be new stuff that will come out. You make another trip to the Galloping Ghost Arcade, and
Definitely. I would love to update you on either before or after on what I'm gonna do or what I'm psyched. I love that place. I really do. It was a very special thing for me to go there, and very excited to return.
all right. Carl Delinden, thank you for coming to the podcast tonight. This has been kind of I don't know if this is the biggest audience. I know somebody that I had prior streamed to their channel, and there was a whole slew of people, but I couldn't get a count of how many people were in the stream. But
I'm
this was
glad.
fun.
I hope we brought some new heads over here, and I hope everyone continues to support Crimeycade. I'm so happy to be a part of it and to contribute to the scene. Keep up the good work.
All right, Carl. Thank you for joining the arcade or joining the Crimeycade, and I hope to see you around the arcade soon. I need to come. I need to run out to Virginia myself because I got family out there, and I haven't been out there since dadgum. I haven't dadgum COVID, and has kind of kept me from going out east.
Let me know because there's a good
several years. Yeah, I got a whole slew of cousins.
Yeah.
I need to go to Roanoke. That's where I need to go to. Anyway, that's
thank you, Stupendous.
Most of them are at. Yes. Oh, we got a late arriver. Anyway. All right. When are you streaming again?
I'm gonna go live on my alt channel tonight. But tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow I'm doing the IRL stream from an arcade. Great segue. Tomorrow I'm going to Draftcade. I'm going to play Turtles in Time. They got, last time I was there, Donkey Kong wasn't working, but I hope it wasn't Donkey Kong. They got X-Men. They got Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. It's a really nice selection. So I think it's a perfect segue to go from this to tomorrow's stream. If anyone's finding me for the first time, you're going to want to tune into Forest of Wires on Twitch tomorrow. It's going to be very arcade-friendly content.
All right. Carl, have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. This was really effing fun. Great interviewer.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your thoughtful questions. You really looked into stuff.
Yeah, I try to prepare every
You did.
week, but it's like I just seem to do everything, come up with everything last minute or on the fly.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's great.
I seem to be more comfortable doing it on the fly lately. So,
hey, well, you're a wrestling fan, right? You know, some people like Macho Man, they wrote it all down. Some people like Ric Flair, they call it in the ring. And we can find a fun place in the middle and maybe do a little from column A, a little from column B. Whatever you're doing, it's really great. Keep up the good work.
Although it's easy for me to talk about gaming than other stuff, I guess.
Hey,
just off the cuff.
There's always other chapters that can open up.
All right, Carl, have a good night.
You too.
All righty. So that was Carl Delinden, the Wizard of Questiny. Before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and promote, as Norbert Vale popped in here a few minutes ago. Yes, this Saturday, the Headless Horseman Arcade in Wheeling, Illinois, is the Third Strike Street Fighter 3 tournament. $25 to enter the Bloody Wars Intercontinental title. That's the interim. I call it the Intercontinental title. It sounds cooler, don't you think? We'll be on the line, but Norbert Vale will be facing the current champ one-on-one before the tournament even happens. Of course, I will not get to see it live. I'll be on the run, as I stated earlier. Yeah. Then Sunday, the Power Stone tournament. $15 to enter. You still have to pay admission to the arcade, I believe. But yeah, I guess there's going to be a new heavyweight champion because the current champion from New York is not going to be flying in. So, anyway, I plan to go to this. the Kansas City Retro Convention. This will be my first time going to that at the Lex Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, the September 6th and 7th, the first weekend of September. And then the Pinball Expo at the Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center. So I will be on the run. Yes, again. I only get to go the 16th and the 17th. That would be Thursday and Friday. Well, I will be leaving. I will not be there the 18th, the Saturday. I'll have to run to a Comic-Con in the St. Louis area. So once again, Crimey on the run. I'm tired. Tired, man. I'm tired of riding in a car. I need a driver. Can somebody loan me a driver? That'd be great. I'll get the chat caught up. Great show tonight. Thank you. Try the garlic. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. Go for Mexican. I don't need Mexican, but anyway. Oh, there's that too. Okay. Advantage Computer Festival Midwest. I can't go to that, unfortunately. I'll be busy that weekend. I'll have to cover this next week, but I'll just mention this. Visa will have to change its slogan to "It's now anywhere we tell you to be." Visa and MasterCard are under controversy. This is the whole dadgum, gosh, the censorship and payment processors trying to censor video games. We'll have to cover this another time. So I will be off next week, next Thursday. In fact, yes, I'll be on the run some more. Yeah, I gotta go paint and film another wrestling show. Shock, shock! These last 3 weeks of August are just like, wow, lot of running. I can't slow things down. I'm running so daggum much. It's driving me. I know it's tiring me out. And I'm out of shape too. And that with all that running, you think I'd be in better shape? No, I'm not. I have not lined up a guest for September the 4th. I'll be working on that next week. Yes, that's another issue. Well, the problem is that's in Australia and United Kingdom. I know Tracy Gleave wasn't too thrilled about it, being from the UK. And apparently Brazil is going to be getting in on the action, but that will be covered another time. Maybe I'll make my own standalone video on that subject because I got something to say. I know several content creators have been covering this subject. Vera Dark, Smash JT, The Quartering have been talking about this quite a bit. But September the 4th, no, I will not be starting at 9 p.m. Central. I just have this graphic up. And that's obviously next Thursday is the 28th. But who knows who I'll have. I've been asking some people about getting them on my pod. But I will be rating a channel. Forrester Wires is not streaming yet. But since he is not streaming yet, I'll have to raid a different channel in the meantime. But you can kind of rejoin them later at your own leisure. Who am I going to raid? Well, I have a couple of choices. You know what? I think I need to refresh this, by the way. I need to refresh this. There we go. I need a following. Let me see. Here we go. Well, there's a few different people streaming tonight. But you know what? I got to look out for my friends. I did have someone raid one yesterday, but I have one other person I'm going to raid. It's one of my former coworkers, the Brotherford. He is streaming Shurdoken 2 HD Remaster. So I'm going to raid him tonight. This is probably going to be one of the biggest raids he's gotten in quite some time. But it is an RPG, kind of like what Carl Delinden would play, kind of Ultima-esque. so to speak. Until next time, I'm the Mad Conservative Cry Fighter, and I hope to see you around the arcade soon. And have a good night, everybody.